You can hear me all right?
Yeah, man.
Beautiful. Righto.
Here we are.
My mother asked me to ask you if you'd like to join us for dinner.
Why?
I was hoping you'd know.
My young fella, my eldest boy, he built all this for me.
Oh, good.
Which was like kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like super cool, I thought. So if I hit,
Hello.
you should be out.
Oh, yeah.
You should be able to hear me and not yourself with any.
You're in my brain. Beauty.
That's a scary place to fucking be.
All right. Clear the throat.
Beautiful. Comfy. Pull that like just a whisker closer to you. Got good levels.
Yeah.
She'll be fucking
Perfect.
right.
No peeking, nothing. We're cruising.
No.
Beauty. Is it meant to be like a certain? Is it one of the ones where it's like has to be up, or it doesn't matter?
Probably. I don't. But not that I know. I was fucking about with it the other day because I noticed that I was listening like back to one that I did with, I can't remember who it was, but mine tends to be like this, and theirs was like more flat against their face.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And the levels were like different, and I was like, maybe there's something in that, but I'm just
like some of them have it's the 360 input, and then some of them it's meant to be directed.
The dude did ask me when I went and like bought these. He was asking me about it, and I was like,
Mate,
dude,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, to start with, I bought the ones that are like USB, like they're
Oh,
fucking
yeah, not the XLR ones.
the XLR. That's the word.
Yeah,
Because I knew nothing, and then someone was like, no, don't. There's all So.
the sound quality, mate. It's got to be up.
It's
Premium stuff.
It's still all fucking new to me. Like it's But anyway,
The world's too deep. It's far too deep. Like, it's cooked.
I remember when I was not that it seems like not that long ago. My parents would like get overwhelmed with stuff like that, and I'd just be like, "You losers! Like, I'm never gonna be like that. I'm always gonna keep up with it."
I feel like I'm on the brink now. Like,
Dude, I'm over it.
I'm coming to that point where I'm like talking. I'm working with like 18-year-olds in a pub, and they're saying stuff, and I'm like, man, the world's passing me by. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I'm 26, and like I've been going grey since I'm 20.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, a job that shouldn't have been as stressful as it was, just working in hospo and management. No one should have given me a management position as a 20-year-old. I don't know what they were doing. But I like started going grey. So then now I'm like, it's full like salt and pepper. Like you can see.
Dude,
like,
I shave my head because like I've got like the whole cul-de-sac thing.
Oh,
that's fucked. And I was early as well. Like.
I appreciate the people that just give up on it though, because
Dude,
like, you can't.
I've accepted my fate.
You can't just hang on. Like it looks worse in my opinion. But these 18-year-olds are like, one of them the other day was like, "You're 32, right?" And I was like, "Look." Like 32 is not old. Yeah. I don't think that it's old, but for a 26-year-old, 32 is old.
For sure, man.
And then they're saying stuff all the time, and I'm like, man, I'm there. Like I'm actually.
The thing that fucking gets me, man, is I'll like be at people's houses, and they're like, to me, quite obviously older than me by a fair way.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, yeah, not like it was for us, or like blokes our age.
Hang on, what?
Fucking don't tar me with your same brush. Like,
we're nowhere near the same. Right, go on.
I mean, I lived a hard life for a while, but anywho,
it ages, it ages.
Fucking oath, it does. So, get into it. So today we have Jacko from Jacko.Takes.Photos on Instagram, who's been kind enough to come down and join us. So, yes, firstly, thank you to all the ones on Patreon. And the ones that allow me to do this. If you're listening on Spotify, there's a shitload of stuff on Patreon that you would have missed. So, yes, thank you to those legends. And thank you to everyone for listening. Why not? You can all have a thank you. But yeah, so, Jacko, thanks for coming down, man.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
I suppose a brief introduction. Well, not a brief, and it's what we're here for, to talk about.
Yeah, just 3-4 minutes and then we're done.
I've got shit to do. No, so... but I suppose I come across you would be a good way to sort of set the scene. Yeah, I come across you on Instagram. Mm-hmm. You walk around predominantly the CBD in Hobart and take photos of people and things and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the concept of documenting, I guess, as you go. It's like for any photography lovers out there, it's just street photography, there's many different forms of that, and I've always just been interested in like that candid nature of people and watching life go by. I feel like I'm quite an observant person.
So that's one of the things that like, so I was looking at, all the stuff you've done and whatnot last night before we did this. But one of the things that sort of occurred to me last night that I've never really thought about too much is to do the stuff that you do. Like, I've got nothing but the utmost respect for it.
Thanks.
Utmost respect, I should say. But the ability to take a good photo, I think, is not, in my opinion, is not to be able to see something and go, that looks good. To go, that nearly looks good. Is to be able to see, like, past the moment, go, that would look good with this as a frame or with that as a backdrop or with this light sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I was trying to think last night where my photography kind of journey started.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm by no means a professional. Like, I've only been doing digital photography for the 3 months that I've been doing this.
What's the, excuse me, ignorant, what's the other, like, the shit you like do in a dark room? Is that the...
Oh, so that's film photography.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, so, like, yeah, that's when you've got, like, the physical, like, the plastic, and then, you're exposing that. And then that's all I did for 8 years, but I didn't go in development myself. It's super expensive, and right. I don't know, I could be fucked.
It seems very, like, I don't know, serial killer vibes. Those times.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know. Have you seen the movie Seven?
No, I can't watch
a scary movie.
Not at all, man. I'm a shocker for it. Like,
I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm getting worse at watching scary. Like, I'm becoming more sensitive or something. I don't know, but like in Seven, there's like a dude there that's like a bit of a serial killer, and whenever I think about a dark room, it's like him and his like tile laundry in New York, and it's like there's like a gross sink and all these things, and like it's like cockroaches. It feels gross, but no, I haven't done any of that in terms of film photography. Just taking the photos, getting them developed. But I did that for 8 years up until December last year, 2025, and then I was like, well, I want to make videos, and I've seen a lot of people on Instagram do that and like make this type of short form content. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I need to just get a digital camera, because I was a snob. I was like, nah, like, you're not a purist in photography unless you're taking photos on a film camera. And then the first photo I took, and I was like, man, I can just get this onto my phone straight away. I can practice without having to spend money.
I was going to say, I feel like you'd be able to hone your craft quicker and maybe easier, because you can just like go like trigger finger happy.
Literally, yeah.
And
yeah, exactly. And then so it started as just trying to form a healthy habit. Like, went through a couple things. Like, I just moved back from Canada in October. I was there for a couple years, and then like it was very social life, but I wanted to kind of come back and have a bit of a reset. I'm a very social guy, so I was like, okay, what can I do to form a bit of a healthier habit? And so I was like, okay, I want to get outside and take photos every day. I've always been passionate about that. I may as well make a video at the same time. I just had like this shitty little camera and was like walking around taking photos. And then a mate of mine was like, oh, why don't you borrow this camera? And then like my granddad was like, oh, I borrow this camera as well if you want. It's all good. And then it's just like it starts to snowball, and that was it. And yeah, like with what you were saying about like learning the framing and stuff like that, I go back to my content even like 40 days ago. Yeah. And I look at the photos and think, fuck, I could have done so much more with that. But it is just that, like every single day I'm walking around for like 4 hours and I'm taking photos. Wow. I've got to be getting better at it at some point. Like, do you feel like the form? So yeah, the stuff that I suppose that I've seen is now you're walking around, you got a GoPro on like the strap of your backpack, and it'll be like your interactions with people asking their permission, or being like, oh, that looks like good. Like it'll be a good photo, and then you snap the photo, and then it's sort of the video is like snaps to that photo sort of thing. Yeah, of course. Is this where you're happy in this sort of that metric of it at the moment sort of thing? Or is there something else that you want to take it to sort of thing? Oh, I mean, I used to like over the last month and a bit I've answered that question. It's just like, I'm just going with the flow. But I think recently, like that footage, this format is great. But as it's evolved, I kind of had my face less in it, and I'd speak less about it. Like I use in some of the old videos, I'd talk about like how I was feeling emotionally that day, not like in any depth, but like if it was affecting my way of taking photos, or I'd explain the photo and I'd kind of have my face in it, it'd be more personable. Then I got the GoPro and it was like, I was like, oh, this is so much easier. Yeah. Because I don't have to whip my phone out and film myself. Instead, it's just awkward. Going like, and even like building up the courage to walk down the street and like holding the phone up, I felt like such a nuffy. Dude, like, I've avoided doing that my whole, like
since I've been doing content. I do it like in my own home,
Yeah,
and,
of course.
where people can't see me. But I see people doing that, and it makes me cringe.
Yeah,
like,
big time. Like, I feel like I'm desensitized to it now. Like in saying all this, like last night, I uploaded one where I filmed on my phone what I wanted to take a photo of, then film myself, and then it was like the act of me taking the photo, just as like a bit of a bonus video, I guess.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if I feel like, because it was a nice sunset, and I'm doing that in the video, there's like there's these 4 people walking behind me, and like I remember like I took the photo, whatever, and I see my peripheral vision, I see the people, and I look, and then like one of the girls is laughing as they're walking by because they're like in the video, and I'm like, fuck, I look like such a fucking idiot.
But
like,
it's probably not going to. I mean, there's not that much longer. Like, you know, and that's going to be the norm. Like, I'm the same people. I think, oh fuck, you know, I look like an idiot. But then, you know, in like another 10 years, it'll just be like seeing a dog walking down the street.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, big time.
Everyone does it.
How often it is that people are on their phones and filming you and shit, like it's cooked.
It's mental.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've made like a lot of stuff over the years that as well. Like in the early days, people not realizing that they're being not in like a set them up type of way, but you get like the best sort of thing when it's not staged and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
That's the bit that I kind of try and live in, and there is that. I feel like Tassie more less so than like the rest of Australia and other big cities in the world as well. We're not as used to it, I suppose. Like I feel like we'd like to kind of keep it quite small and
For sure.
close to the chest. We all. This is something I've learned actually in doing this, like for the last 3 months, going around taking photos, candid photos of people and meeting people is. Everyone here likes to kind of stay in their own lane. Like, and we're all really lovely. Like, if you get approached, then you just have a great yarn with someone, and that's that. But like, I'm walking around and I've got the GoPro on, or I've got the camera in my hand, and like, I'm seeing the side eyes. It's like heads are on a swivel.
Yeah,
and it's
that, and I think intrigue as well, because again, it's not that common. You know, someone walking around with a backpack with a GoPro on it with a camera. And it's what the fuck's going on over there? Like,
and like ever since, because I was on Pulse, and then like with ABC as well. After that, like, they collaborate. Pulse collaborated with me on that post, so I can see like how many views it's got, and I'm like, fuck, that's reached like half the state, like in terms of views. Yeah. So then after that, I'm walking around, and even if someone looks at me just because they're intrigued and they don't know who I am, I'm thinking, fuck, they know what I'm doing. Yeah. Like they're up, they know what I'm up to, kind of thing, or it feels. Yeah. Like their eyes are just on me.
Do you ask like people's permission before or after that you take the photo? I mean, I'm assuming you couldn't in every single circumstance, but I mean, if it's something that feels personal, do you ask them what you?
It's circumstantial. Yeah. Like I could yap about like the legalities.
Oh,
of
dude,
it. Like,
I've made content in like public places as well. To the letter of law, you don't need to.
Nah, not at all. But like, it just feels a bit odd, you know. Yeah. Like with like, I guess certain moments, like there's a grey area, I guess, around kids. Like that's a really important one as well. Because I'm so drawn to capturing moments of connection, mainly. Like I like fucking elderly couples, man. Like if they're walking around holding hands, I'm like, fucking, that's a great photo. Like get them, just like kind of like get close, but try and take photos of just their hands holding or something like that. In those situations, it's kind of tough because I've also got to work up the courage to maybe bother them. So it's like sometimes and like the moments pass. But then with kids and parents, it's like, take a photo, ask them afterwards, hey, there you go, just so you know. Also, I make a video, is it okay if I include it? Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to ask them beforehand, because then they'd be like...
Then it's the candid moment.
It's gone.
It's the whole like, do first, ask for forgiveness later. But then like, you get people online just trying to stir you up. But like, you know, people that think I'm doing it for a nefarious reason, I don't know why I would, but then I'd also put it on the internet. Exactly. Like it makes no sense.
You need to explain this, like I'm not developing these myself.
Exactly.
I don't have a dark room.
Yeah, exactly. I've not got like a secret folder. It's fine. But like then there's a kind of like a lot of unwritten rules around street photography like that. Anyway, like kids try and keep their face out of it. That, like all that stuff.
I think you're well dressed. You're not a seedy looking dude. For lack of a better term,
Thanks,
you're like
appreciate it.
Like you've got like a soft face. You're not like, you don't have a big trench coat. You're not hunched over, sort of thing. So it just and I suppose being very open about what you do and stuff as well. If as soon as you get on the offensive or the defense, people get their back up. So, but you're right, it is a hard one to do, and I find the same now, like at my kids, like running carnivals and stuff at school, or like the school assembly. Like it's the same thing. I'm not doing anything wrong, but like taking photos, there's that thing in your head going like someone's going to be looking at you going, you seedy prick.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like, and look, I think it's good that the world stays suspicious like that because that's what prevents things.
For sure.
But then, like you said, not being on the offensive or defensive because particularly me, like I've got to have a spiel ready. Like I've got to be ready to explain what I'm doing and why, and make sure that it's like approachable, and then be open to the fact that people are going to say, "Get fucked." I want you to delete that. I'm like, cool, no worries. But I was at my like niece's school fair the other day. She's in kinder. And I'm there with my family and stuff. And I've got my camera out. It's just in my hands. And then like people come up and like, "Oh, are you the guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And they're probably thinking in their head, he's literally just knocking about a school fair, taking photos of kids. And I'm like, no, my family members, that my niece and my sister and all this. And I was like taking photos of like, my family just kind of playing around and my niece is running around and stuff. But it did feel odd, like because it was such a enclosed environment. I'm like, I'm not like zooming in on kids.
Have you got, but before I ask that, I mean, so the work that I do, we do a lot of work in people's backyards and whatnot. Yeah. And some people, or like, at people's houses, but a lot of the time in their backyard. And a lot of the times for people that have watched my stuff and they know that I live a large part of my life out on social media. Sure. And no one's ever said anything, but I can, like, again, like I get in my own head and I sort of think, like, I never post anything of like what, like the someone's backyard sort of thing looks like, unless it's something that I've created. Like, look what we've just done. It's for promotional stuff, but never. I always feel that sort of people could get a bit like wary of that sort of thing, or like almost embarrassed about if their backyard wasn't tidy or this or that sort of thing. Which is it's weird. The more you live your life out on social media, I feel the more you need to justify the things that you don't do as well.
Exactly. Because I think it's easy to pin us. Like, if to them it seems like we're filming everything. Yeah. Then it's like when I'm out there and I don't have my camera, and like, people are probably thinking like, "Oh, what's he up to?" It's like, no, I'm a normal codger. Yeah. Like when I'm not filming, I'm just wandering around. Yeah. I'm going to get groceries just like you. Like it's not like I've always got my camera. I try to, but I've always got my camera on me, and I'm always trying to make content. Like,
have you said before, you're wary if people are like, nah, like have gone off of you. Has that happened?
In Melbourne. So like I went up there just for a trip with my mate, and you'd think Melbourne would be a ripper place for it because there's so many people and like characters and all these things. I felt like it was worse than Hobart. Like,
really?
Yeah. I
just like not accepting of what you were doing.
Well, because I've seen tons of street photographers in Melbourne, but like, no, I think maybe I was in the CBD and it was a bit more touristy, I suppose. But every time I pulled out the camera, it's like I could hear neck snap, like looking at me, and I was like, it made me feel so uncomfortable. Yeah,
that's interesting. Isn't it?
It was rough, and then I was like walking. I wasn't even filming. I was just like, I had the camera in my hand. I'm talking to my mate, and this guy in business attire walks out of this building. And then I'm like, oh, like he looks like he means business, whatever, could be quite cool. And like I just do it off the hip. Like I just literally just go like I don't even look, and I just kind of take the photos as I go because I've done it so much now that I bank on it. And also the kind of like the worse the frame, almost the more authentic it looks. In a way. It's like definitely I hide behind that in street photography. It doesn't need to be perfect. And he like puts his arm up. And he's just like, he's slamming me. Like he was just like, oh, don't fucking film me, blah, blah, blah. And he's tearing on me. Yeah. And like it was the first time that ever happened. Yeah. And I initially was like, oh, no. And I went to like try and justify it. Yeah. But I was like, no, like I just thought you look good at the wall. And then it's like I was fumbling.
Would have come off worse.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, fuck, you're a piece of shit. And I was like, I just kept walking. Yeah. And he's like walking behind me and he's blitzing me as I'm going. And I'm thinking like, wow. God, this is pretty scary. And like, look, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's just, come on, like you should have been easier. Fair enough. Someone's just taken a photo of you and, could have been having a bad day or all this. You got to be empathetic. And,
it's a hard one, isn't it? Like we're saying, like, you just, you don't know. But then if you try and cater to, you just, you assume everyone's having a bad day, no one wants a photo taken, nothing would ever get done. Yeah. Like with anything.
There is like, it's a big thing. Obviously I follow lots of street photographers on Instagram, and like, I go on there to kind of like compare comments almost. And like, it's all the same shit. Like you get the people that like probably consume street photography, or their moral line is different to where someone else's is. Or someone that doesn't know it and they're like, you can't be doing that, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, whoa, like, TikTok's where it kicks off the most. Like TikTok, people
okay.
get in there and then they're like, nah, you can't be doing that. You know that's illegal. You got to ask permission. You got to get them to sign something. And then
Where do you fucking live?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's bad. Like, and people always come to your defense, which is good. But yeah, on Instagram, because it feels a whole lot more personable. And also the people on Instagram, like a lot of them are people that just live in Tassie.
Yeah.
So like could run into them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the brand and like also like my actual ethos is really important that I get it out there and I respond to those comments, because like if I just say nothing, but then that person sees me in the street and I end up taking a photo of them and they go, like they give it to me in person. I've got to manage that as well. It's all about the de-escalation, but yeah,
I get people that ask me, that other people that make some form of content. I think I spoke about it in the last episode. Yeah, I did last episode with Ryan. I did a job at a bloke's house and I took like a small video. No one would be able to tell where we were unless you knew the actual place.
Yeah.
One of this bloke's mates, he followed my stuff and he let him know. He was like, "Oh, lettuce is at your house." The next day we get there and he was like, "Oh, I've watched like your stuff. I didn't realise right around." I was like, "Oh yeah." And we sort of talked about it a bit, and he had a small like social media presence sort of thing that he was just happy ticking along with.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that he brought up to me. He was like, "How do you manage the hate?" And I was like, "Bro, I don't really get a lot. If I make like your generic, like, I put one up last week that did really well. It got millions and millions of views. But of like me with my rollerblades on behind this electric wheelbarrow that we use for work. So that's
I
like,
saw that.
yeah. So that stuff like is meaningless to me. Like it was, I was like, "Oh, I'll just do this sort of thing." It gets good traction. But it's like, those are sort of videos of people just like, "You're a fucking clown."
Yeah, what a piece of shit was if you roll.
Yeah,
like,
just about anything. But like they'll pick anything apart. But 99.9% of the videos that I make is literally just like my day-to-day life or how I react to things and all that sort of stuff. And I've never ever, like, I feel like people don't hate as much on that sort of stuff, at least in my experience.
You're in a safe niche. And like being genuine is really important, I guess, because I'm like, I hope that if I was, I guess, talking a lot more and it was a bit more like kind of vlog centric, so you could see what I was like as a person, I feel like people would be less likely to dig in. But I've sacrificed kind of that personable part of the video for like the pacing and like for it kind of accommodating the algorithm in a way.
Yeah.
Most successful videos are the ones that move quick.
Yeah.
They're constant. So it's like, and I'm towing that line now where I'm kind of like, I want to do both. I want to be more personable. Like and like it's important for me because, you know, I feel like I can be quite articulate in the way that I feel. Like I'm very open and honest about that. And being somebody who has a platform, I think it's important, particularly as a male, I think, to go out there and be like honest about when I'm feeling anxious or feeling like this or that, and like, you know, talking about my headspace. Cause, so yeah,
the bloke. So when I first started, like it'd be like 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago now. I'm not exactly sure when I first started. The whole lettuce thing, it blew up really quick. And then I had a bloke, Darren, who'd film stuff for YouTube, and he was a videographer type of thing. He was right onto it. And they're still on, or some of them are still on YouTube now. But he was like, "Yep, I'm like keen to film stuff." And I was like, "Wicked, this is what I want to do."
Yeah.
And there was like minimum hour-long episodes. It was just like our day-to-day. And he hated it, man. He was like, it was good stuff, but I'd be talking to someone and like something funny be said, he'd be like, "Do that again." I'm like, "No fucking way."
No,
like that happened.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, like I was like, "You just got to be filming the whole time," which would suck from like an editing point of view.
100%.
And then we'd go down there and we'd edit these things, which I fucking still love now. I'm like so proud of what we did, but I didn't see it at the time. I was like, "This is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it." He understood. He never really got it across to me, but he understood that that's not like I could do that stuff, but just not quite yet. I had to get it out there, market myself better, sort of thing.
Of
It's
course.
these short, sharp, catchy videos and stuff. Yeah. And it sucks. I find that too. Like we'd do it like that's not what I want to do, but to be able to reach more people and, you know, to get them in initially, like you've got to do it.
You got to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like that, like the content that I'm making now, I do love it. Like editing the photos is all great because like when you sit down and I'm taking a good photo, I'm like, oh yeah, like it feels so good. The amount of times I go through my GoPro footage, because there's like, 2 to 4 hours of GoPro footage that I've just split into a minute.
Yeah.
if I take a good photo afterwards, I'm like, oh, and not the amount of times I have to cut out so much of me moaning because I'm like, that's so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can take that out of context. I should make like a video where I just cut together that. Like,
I wouldn't.
Don't give them the fuel. Don't give them the fuel. But like, I like the content now. Like when I'm sitting down, particularly if I take like what I think it may be shit photos. I'm only as good as my last good photo, right?
Yeah.
So like if I take some shit ones, the fun is in the editing because you gotta juice it, you gotta make it look good, getting creative. But then now like recently I'm like, videos with your face just are more personable to an audience as well.
Yeah.
People tend to like them more. Like there's all the inner workings. So you're trying to like toe that line between what's good for the algorithm and also what do you want to make. Like, you're in a good spot. Like I think what you do is phenomenal. To be fair,
thanks,
I said to you like when you reached out to me, I was like, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah.
Like I was just typical, like fucking procrastinated that. And then the second that like I saw it was you and your mum first episode. And like the second that I heard you speak, I was like, oh, this bloke's got it. Like just because it's the confidence to like project, I suppose. And like, you know, your mum took a bit to warm up and then it was just like conversation to do that with all this shit in front of you and make it feel like it's normal convo is really, really special.
Thanks.
Listened to tons of shit podcasts before and I'm like, oh God, I was worried. I was like, I wonder if it's going to be good. You know, like I'd never really thought about it.
Yeah. I've sort of got like what I think a pretty good setup. Now I actually made a video of it just before you come down, but like my routine, I have to have all this set up because I don't leave it here.
Yeah.
1 hour, a minimum 1 hour before so in your case, you came down. Everything's got to be set up. I make your little folder that I'll then put like your snippets and stuff in and I do all the editing in. Once that's all set up, I've got to have like my bottles of water and stuff in. And then after that, I usually whip round and vacuum. It's like trashed at the moment. And then after that, I sit out like there from like half an hour before the person's supposed to get here.
Yeah.
And just go through like my prompt notes and all that sort of stuff. And then, but I never did that to start with. And then talk to them for at least half an hour before coming in here. So which is like you were probably one of the ones that I wouldn't have, like we were talking really well. And sometimes it's like, fuck, I don't need to do this. Like, let's just get straight into it. But then I still feel that it makes it easier. It then makes walking into this less like in your face type of thing.
Big time. And I feel like that almost makes, if we were to just walk straight in, it's like, hey, shake hands. Yeah, what's going on? How's your day? Whatever. Like if we walked in here, it'd feel a bit more like, it's meant to feel like a conversation. Like it's an earnest chat between you and me.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't, that warm up, I think is really important. Just even to gauge it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Know,
that was the mum and my sister. They were the first two ones. That was hard as well because it was my story that I wanted to tell, but I'm trying to interview them and just feed it full of like the stuff that I wanted to put in it.
Yeah,
but
I love the ghost story about your house in Lena. Like I was like, because I don't believe in any of that shit, but I'm thinking like, I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty spooky. Like you, it's in the back of your head. You're always like, hang
it's
on,
like, what if? Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah,
like, is this real? You try and rationalize.
I was only talking to someone yesterday. So that house. A mate of mine went past it the other day and he sent me a Snapchat and he was like, oh, if I can remember this joint. Because he used to pick me up and drop me off there drunk a lot. And he made a comment. He was like, I wonder if it's still haunted. And I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but when we moved out, so like, I don't know, 10 years later or something, I got this random message on Facebook and it was like, oh, hey mate, did you used to live in such and such address? And I was like, yeah, dude. Like, random. He's like, oh, we were doing renos and I left a box there like right at the very back. And he was like, oh, do you want this stuff? I was like, yeah, of course. I can organise a time to go and get it. And I went there and they'd like completely changed the place, like knocked out walls and like heaps of stuff was different. And I asked him, I was like, does anything like weird happen here? And he's like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And I started telling him his wife was there. She was basically, she's like, shut the fuck up. Like,
don't ruin it for me.
I don't want to hear that shit. But that was, fuck man, that was like chaotic.
That sounds hectic. Like just the whole like, when you were saying about how I cracked up when you were talking, you were in bed and your sister's there as well calling out for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fucking.
Nah, fucking. No, everyone for themselves. Like it was the big thing. I've always been like it. Like it's just like if I don't acknowledge what the fuck's going on, you know, like I can't let it know that I know what's going on.
Ignorance is bliss, eh? Like you're like fuck. Just I got to imagine it's not going on. Like
But that was a fucking crazy time. Crazy. And the shit thing was it was happening to like there was other people involved as well, so I couldn't just write it off as in it was just me.
Like I'm going crazy. Like what you said about you and your your son, your eldest.
Yeah.
And, like that's I had to go back and listen again because I don't think I've heard that right. Like,
Oh man,
anyway,
was.
you go and listen to episode 2 of the inside the lettuce bowl. It's fucking, salad bowl. Sorry, it's that lettuce bowl.
Yeah, no, that was. But it's been. I don't want to jinx myself. Touch wood. It's been all quiet on the home front.
Oh, good.
Since then, so
Stayed away.
It's been good.
That exorcism really worked. Good stuff.
Yes, but so you're getting back to your photos.
No, sorry.
No, that's all right, man.
Just a yip yap.
No, that's all right.
Just like yapping.
The so your Instagram page again. When I was looking through like the stuff that you've done and do and whatnot, your Instagram page has only been up since December, so it's like
December 15th.
Yeah, so nearly 5 months. Is that right?
What, January, February, March? Yeah, 3 and a bit, nearly 4. Coming up on 4. April 15th will be 4 months.
Right, and you got 12,500 people that follow you. That's a lot in a 4-month period.
It's been a good time. It's been a hectic time. It's been a good time, but overwhelming. Yeah.
Did you have something beforehand? So like the very first video that you put up, I watched, and you were like, you're like, oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking, like, follow me on this journey. I watched that, and I was like, almost as if I could, the way you spoke about it was very comfortable and all that sort of stuff, almost as if you knew that where it was going to go.
Oh,
sort of thing. Like watching that video, I was like, it was almost like it was planted. Like if I didn't know better, it was like all the shit before it had gone, and that was like the new starting one, if that makes sense.
if that was the case, then I wouldn't have uploaded a video like that. I go back and I watch that video, and I'm like, I'm sitting in my mum's office, and I remember I did like 30 takes of that, and like changed the wording, like caring so much about it. But no, I've had a lot of experience in content creation. I didn't funnel anything from anywhere, so I'm very proud to say that. Like I built it.
That's huge,
just
man.
off the cuff. Like,
Yeah.
and like like there's a lot of components to it that is luck, but you hone in on it and you figure it out. You find the craft. But when COVID started, I was doing nothing, just playing video games, like it literally just in my parents' basement, like the stereotype. I'm like in my basement in the dark, just playing video games. And I was like, I'll start live streaming.
Yeah, wow.
And I started live streaming, just playing just games and whatever. And then a mate of mine from school, we'd kind of been estranged for a couple of years, and he's also a content creator. His name's Mimio, and he saw that, and he was like, oh, you're streaming, like this is great. None of our mates have been in the content game, and he was like a way that we kind of rekindled. Yeah. And then he was very, very generous to kind of like come in and help me out, but also like utilizing his follower base to kind of give me a bit of a leg up, and I streamed for a couple of years after that. So sitting in front of a camera for 12 hours live every day was like really learning for me to get comfortable like that.
It still blows me out that like I don't understand the people so I assume the people that are watching it are also people that like to play these games. Yeah. But wouldn't they be playing the game anyway? Like, or do you do both?
Some people do. It depends on the game. Like I'd be like a lot of people are there for the personality, I suppose. I can say that. Somebody with a great person. No, it's like particularly in COVID, I was just making it a prick of myself. Like
so there's more to it. It's not just there watching what you're doing. You're like talking.
No.
Right.
Like, I'm chatting to them, and then like you do themed streams. Like I do ones where a lot of it, particularly around COVID, like had to use that JobKeeper money really well as a 20-year-old. So I was like, I'm just going to buy 6-packs. I was drinking James Boakes premiums just on the reg. And then so like very quickly it came around drinking. Yeah. So I'd sit there and I'd just be smashing booze for 12 hours, just getting lifted. And then I'd wake up the next morning and just do the same thing. And like there was some parts where I found like some relative success and other parts where I didn't. But it was really tough and not good for the mental health. But like Mimi helped me with that a lot. And then he'd come over a lot and we'd stream together. And then through that, just talking on camera a lot, getting comfy. But then Mimi and I started a channel together as well, which is literally called Rinsed, which is what we'd say if we were in the morning and we're feeling pretty cooked after a night out. And we go, fuck, I'm feeling pretty rinsed. Yeah. And this channel is just like us drinking. And this is, I think we look at the videos a fair bit because they're still up. Like it's like 4 years ago was the last vid. So I take everything I say in them with a grain of salt. But like the whole thing was like we try as many Australian beers as we can and then we rate them, or like we tried as many Asian alcohols. That's like one of our like more popular vids.
Some of those are pretty lethal too, aren't they?
Oh, they're savage. But if you've ever had anyone out there who's had Baijiu, the Chinese liquor, it is the most disgusting thing.
Yeah,
It smells like vomit. It's still sitting in my cupboard, and I look at it, I have a bodily an involuntary body reaction to it. It's gross. But we did that. And we did that for like 2 years, maybe. And that was great. Like, it was relatively successful and it was a lot of fun. So there was a lot of talking on camera for that. And that's a bit more polished because it's YouTube content. So like there was a lot of like having to talk to the camera and say the specific things and make sure that we're doing the pacing thing. It was less candid, I suppose. But so it's always kind of come naturally to me. I've always been quite a bit of a performer, I guess, as well. Like I just love having attention. I think is probably a psychologist would say that. And then so move away. I quit all that, and then I moved to Canada, and I just needed a big reset. And then I came back, and I always knew I wanted to do content.
So you didn't do any photography or anything like that while you were away in Canada?
Oh no, like I like film photography, but like
for yourself.
That's just like landscape shit. Like I was just go and take photos of mountains and stuff. It's great stuff, and like my mates, but nothing that like I say would be as creative or artistic as what I'm trying to make this. And I got back, and I always knew that somewhere in content was where I was going to end up, I think. And I don't know why I didn't put it together with like my other major passion, which is like photography, anything visual I really like. And then, my ex broke up with me, and I was like, fuck, I need an outlet. Like I need to do something. And like, I've literally got nothing going on with my life. I work a night job. All my days are free. What am I going to do? So build a healthy habit, have my camera on me at all times. And then, so then I made that video, and I was like, okay, this is fun. Your friends are saying nice things about it. It was very small. And I just kind of did it every day, and there was no routine, no schedule. I was just like, whatever. It was just as long as I got it up every day. Like if I uploaded a video at 12:01, like midnight,
that was
just after midnight. Oh no, it was a lot.
Oh, it was a lot. Yeah, sorry.
I would sit there, like
stupid idiot.
Oh, you've got no idea. It was bad. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like rushing to edit it. I'm like in the video, I'm like, it's currently 11:10, and I've got 50 minutes to edit this video. I'm thinking, well, who cares?
Yeah.
And then I was talking to my friend Abby, and I will constantly remember this. Like I have thought about it every single day when it comes to whether like my motivation to make a video.
Yeah.
I'm stressing about uploading. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it in time or whatever. And she just goes, very, very blunt. She just goes, if it's any consolation, I don't fucking care. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. And then she was like, you're the only person that cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, every time that someone scrolls past my video, they forget who I am. It doesn't matter. Like, it's my own expectation.
Yeah.
And then,
it's good to have that stuff that like to keep yourself in check for sure, to a degree, but not to get too hung up on it.
Like, it's tit for tat. Like, it's give and take, I suppose. Like, you got to pay a little bit into that because you got to care about the work, but you can't beat yourself up about it.
For sure. Do you think... Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. And then, just did the vids. But then the one that picked up was one where I mentioned that it was... I mentioned Hobart in the first 3 seconds. Yep. I said, of course, it's Hobart and it's raining. It was like episode like 26 or something like that.
That's where I found you, funnily enough.
And then that's obviously like relatable content for people in Hobart.
Yeah.
And that got like, I remember like 50k views. And I'm like,
nice.
Messaging people like, whoa. And I got like 1,000 followers from it. And I was like, whoa, this is serious now.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized I was like, oh, there's ways that I could be presenting this that are better, that would lead to more traction, I suppose. And then, that's kind of what has led us here.
Do you, you said that you sort of feel like it was always bound to happen, the content creation that you wanted to do and your love for photography. Do you see that where this is going is like the end game for you sort of thing? Like, so like what's your perfect big picture? Like what's a day look like for you in your perfect world?
I mean, like this, being able to do photography full time would be an absolute blast. I think. The
way that you're doing it now, or
not necessarily. I think that's something that I want to kind of keep close to me. It's just something that's the thing I'm most interested in now, so I'm doing that in terms of videos. But I'd love to be able to teach people things when I'm at a point where I feel like it's reputable.
I don't think you ever get I don't think you ever get like that. Like I get a lot of people asking me, like I get a fair bit of hype around the like sobriety thing. I'm very open and honest. I've been to rehab and and that sort of stuff. And I get so many people asking me for advice, and I go and talk at events and that sort of stuff, and I still feel like I shouldn't be doing it. Like, as in, I'm not an expert at this. Like, don't. But then I see other people who, in my eyes, like, are saying things that are wrong or that aren't, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, you shouldn't be doing. But so I don't think you ever get. Well, for me, I can't see myself ever getting to a point going, I feel comfortable talking to you about this or teaching.
I feel like it's probably a dangerous place. Like, I feel like you see a lot of people kind of abusing that because it feels then like it feels cheesy and a bit pushy. Like people coming in and being like, oh, make a business out of this, acting like a professional when I'm not. Like, I guess it's just the way that you approach it. But that's really interesting that you go, like, you'll go and you feel like you're out of place when, like, you're literally someone who's succeeding at it. Like,
yeah, but I still feel it's fucking odd, man. Like, so this is the most comfortable because this is my opinion, my experience, my conversation stuff. It's not me going, if you want to stop drinking alcohol, this is what you need to do. It's always this is what worked for me type of thing. But anyway, sorry. So your perfect day.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, jeez. I feel like this podcast will go for 9 hours. So yeah, perfect day would be still being able to take photos, I guess, but traveling the world is obviously a big one. Being able to document the world. I'm really interested in parts of the world that culturally are so different to anything I've experienced, or particularly in the Western world that we kind of go through. So I've never really been interested in going to Southeast Asia and doing the backpacking thing, or like going through Asia or like even South America. But then now knowing that it's a completely different culture and a completely different way of life, being able to see it through this lens and maybe capture it excites me because I feel like I'd go there and be able to represent it almost, like, not that it needs representation, but like I'd be able to capture it in a way that it touches me and then hopefully touches other people. That's definitely, like, that'd be awesome to be like a magazine going, hey, there's this thing going on, like even like disaster relief or like wartime photography. Like, that is
so that's awesome. That is not that. I don't imagine there'd be many people that would have that opinion. Like, that's awesome, I reckon.
I think it's really important to like tell those stories, I guess. Like, it's...
Do you find... Well, I've found... So there's certain things that I do that I don't... Like, I film a lot of stuff, but there's certain things that I don't because it's like, this is for me. I need this sort of thing. And I've found over the years that if I'm... Like, photos that I take or videos that I make, that takes away from that experience being for me. So, fucking big time, man. So if I'm like a mate, we went to he's literally getting off the boat, the Spirit at the moment. As soon as we do this, he's going hunting with him, but he got drawn out in the hog deer ballot at Blonde Bay, and that was fucking amazing. So we went over there and like I filmed it for him, and I had the best time ever. But then I look back at those photos. I don't know whether it's because I'm getting a bit older, or maybe I'm only 37, but maybe I'm early dementia from all the alcohol abuse. I don't know, but I feel like looking back at that stuff, maybe because there's just so much of it, but it takes away as like that wasn't for me. Then that was for like other that was for content sort of thing. Right. Even though it wasn't, but I just sort of feel like it was.
What's that thing about? Like, you toe the line, you try and capture a memory. Like, you got, I feel like you got to kind of see it as that, I suppose. When I'm going out and I'm taking photos every day, I don't think it stops me from observing, because often due to however much confidence I have in the moment, but also like sometimes a moment is just really sweet, and I do like to let it go by. Like. Yeah, cool. Like, I can notice a moment, I guess, that might not be necessarily photogenic, but still really powerful. And I'll go, I'm not going to try and
monetize it.
Like sterilize it and like whittle it, like strip it down so I can take a photo of it. I go, I'm actually just better looking at this, this moment between a parent and kid or something like that.
That's not many people, especially your age, would have, like that. That's a very good trait to have. I think the fact that you're aware of that, that it's not all like that, you're not just like, it's fucking content, I've got to get every second and all that. Like, I feel like that's very grounding quality to have.
Big time. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm just a build up of all my peers, and like the people around me. I think I've been very lucky with a lot of the supports and like, very, very like grounding people around me, particularly over the last 6 years, I'd say. Like, I've been like, what I remember turning 20 and then like broke up with a long-term girlfriend and then met another girlfriend, and she was much older than me, and it was like this very interesting thing because I was an obnoxious like prick and I was just so like loud and like needed to be like the biggest guy in the room and everyone look at me and funny and like which is like, it does feel great, but like it's not healthy. And she saw that as somebody who's mature and like, and she's gone, there's something in there, but it's not there yet, I reckon. And she's plucked me up off that road, chucked me on another one.
Yeah.
And like, I started looking at the world a whole different way, like post meeting her. And it was like the most like life-changing experience, I guess, because if I'd still be hanging around the same people and like fulfilling the same kind of like toxic traits, I suppose. But then through that met all these other friends, and like they're all people that really like to soak in those moments, and they're really important. And I've always said like you got to keep your chin up, like, and not even chin up as in like, because chin up you associate with like, you know, keep your head up, you know, be happier, blah blah blah, or like try to. But I think it's just a positive memo, particularly when it comes to photography. You're going to miss all the moments that pass by, or just observing. You're going to miss.
I suppose well, not only that, how you feel. If you're like, fuck this, you know, like the world's shit and I feel bad, that's the stuff you're subconsciously going to be looking out for anyway. You know, you're going to capture bad stuff.
Yeah.
If you, as you said, that video that kicked off, I was like, oh, what do you know? It's like raining in Hobart, as from a more of a, like it does suck, but from like a comedic angle type of thing, so it doesn't rattle you and whatnot. Then you're still going to capture good stuff.
And still choosing to do it anyway, I think. Like, honestly, I froth the rain. Like,
I do too, man.
Like, it's so good. I think there's just so many, like, metaphors there for it. And, like, it's nice and moody. It's just all that stuff. It feels better staying inside. Like, but walking outside and taking photos, like, I love... Reflections are a big thing that I've honed in on. I'm skipping ahead.
No, you're right.
But, like, reflections, man... I love it so
I've noticed
much.
that recently, like in your recent stuff, the reflections, it's to the point, like they're fucking good, man. I was looking at some of them and I struggled. I don't know whether it's just my head.
Your head, you're like...
Yeah, but I'm like, is that the reflection or is that bit? And we're like, to the point that it's... But some of them, and I mean, I like looking at them more because it's not like you look at a normal photo and it's just like, that's a photo, that looks good, bang, you can skip past it. Whereas a reflection, you've got to look at it more sort of thing. There's more to it.
You got to hang on to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think it was just kind of like my gateway into kind of activating that creative part of my brain, I suppose, because it's all a muscle, like, you know, being creative, I suppose. You're not just creative. Like in my head, I feel like I've got all these ideas churning, but in order to translate that into a camera, go back 3 months ago and you look at the photos and like, the first photo was a photo of a shadow cast on my bathroom floor, and I'm like, yeah, this is good enough, like this is all good. And I go back and I look at it, I'm like, okay, like it's not horrible, like it's whatever. But like then over time, you know, it's just like it's kind of ebbs and flows. And then with the reflections as well, you can get really creative with that. Like,
and frames, that's the other one that you're like big at. The one, the coffee cup handle thing that was tiny. I was looking at that, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm no photographer by any means. I struggle, like, my camera flips out, or my phone trips out. It doesn't know which lens it's going through sometimes. And I'll, like, hold it here, but it won't focus on you to focus on this. And it fucking does my head in.
It's just a ball ache, yeah.
But it's, the whole frame thing. And that was the other one. I think I've seen you do it a few times. Like, people will be walking past, like, so the frame is someone's legs and you're seeing someone else through them and stuff.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Like,
thanks, man. I mean, like
so cool to see.
It's all just like inspiration from all these other street photographers that I've seen. You know, it's like the creativity is endless, and it's kind of sometimes if you get too caught on an idea, then it seems to be the only thing that you think of. Yeah. Like, I miss moments because I'm too busy looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, where's this? Yeah. And it's like, you know, there's like a really important moment happening. Like someone's getting proposed to and I'm missing it because I'm like, oh, well, have a look at this.
Yeah.
But I think that stuff excites me because I've never really had like a creative output like that where I'm taking a photo and like I have to kind of like workshop it and paying the time into it. All the content that I've done can be like edited in post or something like that. Yeah. So it's like being able to create something like that's pretty cool, I think. So I'm like, I want to pay loads of my chips into that.
I mean, and the like the bus shelter one that I saw, you were like, you can hear the excitement in your voice there when you were like, I noticed these the other night, and they reflect. Fuck, you were pumped, man. You were so excited.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
but that's the thing. Now that you've noticed and you're like, reflections are cool. Reflections like look good, and then you start seeing them everywhere.
For sure, yeah.
And then I suppose it's like anything, you won't have to actively look for those. You'll naturally seek them out and you'll be on to the next thing, like
exactly,
whatever that may be.
I'm always looking for a frame. Like, that coffee cup one, that was like an idea just from a bloke. Like, I saw him do the same thing. Like, he's just in France and I was like, fucking France, take photo on Hobart. Hobart's way more bloody photogenic than France. And then, I actually there was like a photo of a couple through that. and it was a guy that I actually went to school with, and I ran into him at like the Salamanca markets, and he was just like, "Oh, Jacko, I saw this." He was like, "Yeah, that was me and my partner." I was like, "Fuck, I was too busy looking at the photo, like too busy focusing on it. I didn't realize it was you that walked past." But like, yeah, that's that one was. Those things, I think people appreciate the creativity because, like, they don't need to know much about photography to know, like, oh, this person's trying something, like, which is nice.
Yeah.
Last night's video, I'll sound off on this a bit. Last night, I've put so much effort into a lot of, like, thinking creatively. And, like, I'm like, framing and all this stuff and, like, these photos, curate a video.
Yeah.
I uploaded my video yesterday morning. It's, like, performing nicely. I'm like, okay, cool. Pretty happy with that. Very happy with all the photos in it, though. There's like this beautiful sunset last night, and
it was mental.
It was unreal, and like because like a bit of smoke, I guess, and like it was like the nice haze, beautiful color. Like I worked down on the wharf, and then I take the photo, and I could have done so many things. I could have framed it so much better, all this stuff, but I was like in a rush, and I was like, bloody, I'm working at the same time, so I was like, fuck, I've only got like 2 minutes, and then I upload the photo, and then I was like, might just put this up as a little bonus video in the Arvo, and before it smashes the other one from earlier in the day. And I'm like I spent like 3 hours editing the first one. I spent 2 minutes editing this one, and it's smashing it.
It's weird how, like, I've done the same with videos, man. I'll get fixated. I got this idea, and I'm like, this is sick. This will blow up. Like in the early days,
I've hit the big time.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, but then you struggle to get it down, or even so, like I've done stuff and I've looked at the finished product. I'm like, this is it. Like,
I'm just the
best. Nice knowing you peasants. Like, I'm about to fucking take off
to the moon. Let's go.
And then I'll upload it and it'll tank, or like it won't. And I'm was it the wrong time? Was it this and that? But then other times you put videos up. Ones that I'm just like, fuck, I'm not happy with, but I've got to do something, or if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
And it fucking goes wicked.
And you're like, what's the secret? Like, it's a one big mystery. Like, some people mess with you. They're like, how'd you grow to 12? I'm like, mate, it's not like, if I knew, I'd fucking tell you, and I'd do it again and again and again. Like, but, everyone talks about consistency. They're like, consistency, like as if it tricks Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, no, consistency is just for you to get better.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I think a lot of it with videos anyway, and the content creation, you see like a lot of the people that are, getting relatively decent views now. A lot of them are with like management companies. So if you've got some, I mean, it's a bit similar to doing like this. If you've got a group of people or someone that's doing really good, and then like you go over to them, and then you're sharing across. You're sharing the people that watch you with them, sort of thing. Yeah. And you're like those, I can't think of their name. There's 2 Kiwi fellas. I fucking love them. They made these videos about like pretending they were principal at a school. Oh, okay. Like, oh, boys. Like, I'll send you something. They're fucking hilarious. But you sort of watch them, and they got like pretty big. And then it seems to be a general theme. Once people get big, I'm probably exposing secrets of how to do it now. But once you get to a certain point, it's then like you got to travel and get those people like from other areas, sort of thing. For sure. And even with videos, so some of the stuff that I do, there was 2 videos that I put up. One was we were pulled over on the side of the road on our farm in lambing season, and there's this, and I'd just pulled over because I was like setting the GPS on my phone to where we were going. Had like missus and the kids, like full carload, and one of the kids pointed out, she's like, "Oh, look at that lamb," which is like, it's just a normal thing. It's just laying there, but it's motionless, totally normal. And I was like, oh, I'll do something with this. It was like a 6-second video or something. I was like, hey, yell out to it, see if it's all right. And then you hear my daughter, she's like, ba, watch. I was like, no, you got to be, hey. And then this thing like puts its head up. And I just put writing in that video, I was like, oh, the kids are going to be devastated or something like that. So people think that it's a dead lamb.
Little hook.
And it went nuts. And then one of the lambs that we had like next door to home, it was like a month later, same thing. I was laying there motionless, and I was like, oh no, it was just before Christmas. So I've like ripped open the window, and I'm like, hey, you alive? And this thing puts its head up. But same thing, I put at the top, this has ruined Christmas.
Yeah, got to drag them in.
Yeah, so stuff like that did really well. But so those videos, if you like boost them, you don't make any money off Facebook. But I pushed those in areas like in America and Europe that are predominantly farming areas, and I got so many followers, man, from like those sort of rural communities off the back of those videos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
and
you
then-
boosted them in...
Yeah, so like it's like an ad essentially. So I push them
Damn.
into like
Well, I thought
Colorado,
that was-
Texas, like all of these places. So I love my baths. So I do like some of my best work. I'll be in there minimum bath for me is an hour.
I've seen a fair bit of bath and shower content over the last couple of weeks.
So like I'll be in the bath, man, and I'll be like, right, this video, you know, I know this will do really well in like a rural sort of community. And if it hasn't made that much money, or I'm just like, fuck it, I'll try and tap into that sort of area. So I'll push it out into that sort of area, or even target people that like any of the videos about me hunting, you know. Same as like marketing stuff I do for work. The hunting stuff, I'll target people that have interest in like hunting and outdoorsy
that's
stuff.
good. You got to think about it. It gets to a point where you kind of have to think about it like that to scale.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's like and it's not like, I mean, the younger me when I first started would have been from like you know, because this is gonna be it and all this, but like it's like a game, man. Like I really enjoy it. Like how it's how it all works. You know, if I can be good at it, then
big
why
time.
not? You know,
like you hone in on it. Like that's the thing. Like if I get to the end of a video that I'm editing and I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is my best work, but like there's some parts about it that I like. I don't sit there and go, oh, what's the point of uploading it? It's like you upload it because your reception from the people is way more than what you think it is. Almost like
so much.
You got to take in what they're saying, and then you go, all right, let me try and do this again, and then like it just like it seems so obvious when you say it.
Yeah.
But like if it was obvious, then I know so many people that would benefit from it if they just did it. But like, yeah, your own personal, like in your head, like that can really stop you. It can be a real big obstacle.
One of the biggest videos that I'd probably say that the most people there's a video that I put on TikTok of we cut down this tree in winter. We're cutting firewood, cut down this dead tree. And I start ringing it up. And then, like, this ring falls away. There's a fucking possum in there. And I've missed it with the saw man by, like, this much.
Yeah.
That got, like, hundreds of millions of views. And I've had a lot of videos, well, not a lot, I've had a fair few videos that have done, like, similar sort of thing. But the one that people remember me for the most is timber. I get people all the time that are just like, what about timber? And my sister, she lived in the States. She married a fella over there. She's been back for a couple of years now. And this is a while ago. So, like, my whole family flew over there. I've been done multiple times for drink driving, which they a bit shit on. They won't let me into the country apparently.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, anyway,
Even as a tourist.
Apparently. Well, you know, I mean, when I first said, I was like, that's fucking bullshit. But then you probably don't want like drunk people driving around your city. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, yeah. Well, like, yeah.
But anyway, so, and not only that, someone had to stay here and look after the farm.
True.
So I was like, yeah, sweet, I'll do that. And in this video, I hadn't planned, I hadn't done anything, and it was just, my days were so repetitive. I was like, fucking it was feeding out. That was the main task. I was like, fuck, this is shit. Anyway, so I went and got these bales, and I was just like, you know, I hate this so much. I'm so over it. I was like, and Timber came on like through my Spotify playlist. And I was like, I'm just going to pump this. This is going to be the only thing that's going to get me through today. I'm going to put it on repeat. And I do it like I mime to a lot of songs and stuff in my videos and whatnot. Anyway, so I'm like dancing around this hay bale, this big round bale, as I've like cut the string off it, you know, with timber blaring and whatnot. Feed it out. Then like the next bit, I was picking up more hay, and it was all these little snippets, and it went for it went for too long. Like it was like a couple of minutes of footage of me going to timber, and then I was like, oh, that's it for now. And then it was like, for hay, now I'm going to feed out grain. And at this point I was like, this is funny, this will go somewhere. So I went home, got a pair of jeans, cut them off to like Daisy Duke, like booty shorts, man, and got my cowboy boots. Come out and I'm like towing this grain cart, and I'm like shaking my ass in these denim short stuff. And it went for ages, man. Uploaded it, and it went fucking nuts. It ended up getting deleted because I'm not Pitbull and I don't own the rights to the song.
Oh, they got what? Did they
took it
stun
down.
ya?
Yeah. To start with, they were like, "You don't own the rights. We can't monetize." I was like, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just like, "You're not having it," and wiped it. But a couple of people,
image. You ruined Pitbull's brand image.
Yeah,
I don't want to be affiliated with Daisy Duke shorts. Sorry.
But it was huge, and that was like one of the things that like I knew that video would be good, but I know if someone said to me like, you know, what's something that you think people would remember you by, I'd like to think it would be something more like the whole go at politics that I had, or something more wholesome where it's not people just like, that video you did with that timber was good. So coming back to what you were saying, it's definitely something, it's hard to accept and get your head around that it's just like, what I want to do isn't necessarily going to be the best that's going to get traction, and it's not how people are going to remember me.
Yeah, and it's like taking those that reception that people give you, and being like, okay, how do I then take their feedback and make it into something that I want to make still? Like that's like the thing. Because when I was like streaming, oh man, somebody'd sit there. If somebody'd come into chat, like, and they'd be like, oh, you should play Red Dead Redemption, and like I can't play those games. They're too slow for me.
Yeah.
Like they're too story driven, like role playing game. I'm like, nah. Like, give me something that's fast paced.
Maybe kill people.
Yeah, I want to get out there.
Yeah.
And like, someone would come in and they'd say that, and then I'd be like filled with dread. Like, oh my god, no,
they're all like that.
This person wants me to do this, and I'm not doing it. And then I'd sit there and I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll play Red Dead, and I'd play it, and I'm like having a shit time. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, but I can't be saying that, so I'm still trying to put it on. I'm expending a lot of energy on it.
Yeah.
So then when it came to this, like, particularly with this being, I guess it's a whole lot more wholesome, but then a whole lot more of a controversial topic, with the whole consent and taking photos, street photography stuff. I'm receiving a lot more scrutiny for sure. It's like, it's 10 to 1, but like the one is a pretty rough one.
Yeah. They're a loud one.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, they're screaming. And like initially it was really harsh. Like I took it really personally. Yeah. But then like, there's nothing that like explaining things can't help, and then learning to take that feedback and be like, all right, well, if that's the case, then I need to go, maybe I should go and get better at maybe faceless content where it's framing.
But you got to think as well, like, I mean, from my point of view, if someone's there sitting there on their couch or whatever, probably in their parents' basement or whatever, they're in there.
Nothing wrong with that. Thank you very much.
I was sitting there in their like development room. It's dark, it's dingy, and fucking
cockroaches on the floor.
Yeah. If someone's sitting, like, I couldn't imagine seeing something and going, I'm going to write a comment on that to bring them down. Like if it is something that you're genuinely worried about, you'd message someone and go, hey dude, like, but to go there and go, this is fucking shit. In
a public space.
Yeah.
Like, fucking leave me alone.
To me, that says more about them than what it does,
big time.
You sort of thing.
And like,
it's
like, I do like to respond to those because it's also good to kind of get that message out there, I suppose, as well, because it is important. I think I'm in a place where I've got a platform and I can, particularly when it comes to this side of the art scene in street photography, I'd like people to be informed about what street photography is,
But that's not going to be for them. Like, I get what you're saying. If someone writes a comment going, oh, you need consent, rah. It wouldn't matter. Whatever you write to them is not going to be enough. But I get what you're saying, that it's more for the other people that might read your reply and go.
And sometimes it's for me as well. Like sometimes I'm actually replying to them just because I'm like I'm reassuring myself, because you sit there and you get hit for six with some of these negative things people saying. Like sometimes you need a bit of a reset. You need a bit of a check. And like, so me writing it out in a comment is like, it's like a diary entry almost. It's like I'm hashing it out. I'm like, actually, looking at all this text that I've just written as a reply is justification that I agree with. Like that's important too. But I don't pay much time into people like abusing me.
No.
But I've had like some people saying that they like, if they see me in the street, they're going to belt me, or like if they see me in the street, they're going to like smash my camera. And I'm thinking like, right, now I've got to go out there and like think about that. But I'm like, they wouldn't come up to me.
What's their, like, what triggers them? What like, why are they saying that?
People do get odd about the kids. Like, the kids is in consensual photos that I take of kids with their parents, but
as in like, is that what it is? It's just like, you take photos of kids, so I'm going to smash the shit.
They put themselves in the position of the parent, and then they sit there and they go, oh, if I saw this, like a lot of it is, if you took a photo of my kid out, and it's like, rightfully so, belt me, like that's creepy, but putting in a short form video, a video that I've got a minute for, putting in a video. Oh, that's a really great moment between that kid. Bang. And then I walk up and go, hey, mate, I do this. Show them the Instagram. Talk to them for 25 minutes. Yeah. I'm leaving all that in? No. I'm going to go, what's better for the content?
Yeah.
Because I know in my heart what I've done is right and the situation is resolved. Like, so there's
It's a good way to look at it, man.
People will sit there and like they say that stuff. They're like, you're being real creepy and shit. And I'm like,
some of your videos as well. Like I've seen some of your videos where you have done that. So it's not like there is, there is demonstration of you doing that to people. And it may be everyone. You may not just put it in, or it might not be everyone, but that you are aware of that. That is on your radar, sort of thing.
I think you have to be. Like street photography is a big grey area, and like you look at a lot of people. I'd say like, I think his name's Ruben Hadding. Ruben Hadding, I think it is. He's like a really famous street photographer from New York, and like he started in this.
He was been on the podcast.
Oh yeah. I was going to say he was down here last week. He said he knew your stuff actually. I'm actually most famous street photographer ever. Yeah. he like he walks around and like there's times in his early work where he's got a flash in one hand and his camera in the other, and
Fuck,
he's like,
that's a lot.
And in New York. And then he just walks away, and people will be like, delete that. And he's like, can't, it's on film, mate, get fucked. And just walks away.
Really?
Yeah, like some people are really abrasive. There's like people that are defensive. There's people that like try and diffuse. There's people that just ignore, and the people that run. Like, imagine like if I'm in Hobart as well, such a small community.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah, take a photo of a kid and a parent. I'm just out of there. Like, it's probably not, like, it's not the way that I would like to do things. And like, I've got that moral compass, and I think I need to remind people sometimes by putting it in the video. Just like I sneak it in and just go, hey, I am aware that what I'm doing can be perceived as like a bit weird, but like I'm doing it in an ethical way, and I've got my lines, like my boundaries. Like,
and it is, and that's the thing, man. The people that do throw you hate and shade and whatnot and do carry on, they're not going to be the ones that are going back through your back catalogue to see that you've got that. It's just like, this what the information I've got right in front of me like pisses me off.
Yeah,
you're all gonna fucking hear about it.
Yeah, they don't look at a video and they go, before I make a negative comment, I'm gonna just get some context. Yeah, and oh no, it's all fine, it's all good. It's like there's no one ever does that, but like there's a lot of rules that I've set for myself that I think are actually I really back them in terms of healthy rules. Like. Actually, I was
Did you before you get in? Are these rules that you set like from day one, or is it since it's sort of been evolved?
Probably built because like when I started, I wasn't taking photos of people because I was too nervous, and then like as I started to, I was like, this can be a really destructive tool. Yeah. So I was thinking I need to be really intentional about and detailed about where my boundaries are because it's funky, and I've pushed those like some like particularly like with some photos that I maybe took of like a parent and child, once again, bring it back up. Probably shouldn't be, but like just stop talking about it. But like,
he talked about kids a lot. Like,
talking about taking photos of lots of kids. No, but like some moments with that where like some close friends of mine would be like, "Hey, that's a bit odd," and I'm like, I would tell them about the interaction, but it's just like I'm sitting there thinking about the perception of it, and I'm like, I'm trying to capture a moment, but at the same time. Maybe also people might be a little bit uncomfortable with that. Like it feels like the jury's still kind of out on that one, but like it needed to evolve as I went, I suppose. And as I kind of pushed boundaries and then looked back and went, how did that make me feel when I took that photo? And if it's something that I felt uncomfortable doing, then I'm like, oh, I can't do it. But if it's not like uncomfortable in a bad way, I guess. It's having the fear, but having the courage to do it anyway is my rule, right? So,
no, I asked because when I was like, like this podcast is sort of an evolution of the stuff that I've made over the years, and when I was like, right, this is what I'm going to do, same thing. I was like, but before I recorded any, I was like, these are the boundaries that I'm going to set. Yeah. And there's not that I've got heaps, and some of them are just my own ones. Like I've had a few offers from like people who no doubt blow up my podcast and whatnot to do them over Zoom and whatnot. I was like, nah, every single one's going to be in person.
Has to be.
Just because that's what I want to do. It's more personable sort of thing.
It's a great rule. It's a great rule.
And then, and I try to, not that it's come up yet, but I've warned a couple of people, not warn them, but like let them know.
Fucking listen, it's dangerous coming out here, right? You better watch yourself.
No, like it's more people that I know that I've known for a while, and talking about like other people that we may know. Try to avoid that.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, like happy to talk to this person about things in my life and their life, but try to not to reference stuff from other, Yeah,
be cautious of what other sensitive information could be out there and what people perceive as sensitive too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can fucking talk. I'm out there taking photos of people, but like this is another one of the rules that I've set, which is, if I take a photo of someone, then and I don't get a chance to ask them if I can upload it or if it does feel quite personal, and then they see it and they ask me to delete it, I will.
Yeah, right. I was going to ask you that.
100% of the time. Because that, like, it sounds like a little bit rich coming from someone who's taking a photo without somebody's consent sometimes and then uploading it. But it is their privacy. Like, if they sit there and they go, hey, don't rate this. But I also sit behind the fact that I'm never trying to depict anyone negatively. I'm not walking up to people that are begging on the street like, oh, look at this fucked little thing. Like, it's like, why would I do that? Like, this person's got a story too, and I would like to talk to them and take their photo. Yeah. But then that takes courage too.
This brings me to an interesting question. Did you see that video that I took of that kid or younger person on a motorbike?
Oh, no.
So
I think I did.
I'll find it. So I took a video it was down near Rugby, of this young kid, younger kid on a bike, like quite obviously harassing these people in this car.
Oh, bit of drama.
Yeah, it was on the main roads. The bike's like not registered, no insurance or anything. So there's no no legitimacy as like why they should be on the road and whatnot.
Yep.
Now, obviously it paints this person in a negative light, but this is this is one of the things I sort of stand my ground. I think like, well, you shouldn't be doing, like, I want to not take you down a peg sort of. Yeah.
If it's at the expense of somebody else, like, oh yeah, I think I might have seen this, Yeah, like what's...
Yeah, so I don't know the backstory. And in the comments, that's got like millions and millions and millions of views. That was like less than a month ago. But the comments on it, you get people from all walks of life. The general consensus is he shouldn't be on the road, but then you get a lot of people going, but what did the car do first and all that? I mean, and a lot of it's people...
Then it doesn't warrant that behaviour, never.
So, and it's an interesting one because it's like, I got people messaging me going, I can pull that video down and and all that. But it's like, to me, not that it's up to me to like teach them a lesson or anything like that, but I'm like, no, like that's not, like, why should I give in to your needs when you're treating someone like that on the road sort of thing?
Within the basis of our rules sorry to talk about society, like, but within the basis of that, what that kid's doing on the dirt bike is inherently wrong.
Yeah.
Like people that probably sit there and do that are like, oh, fucking I do that. Like he's like, whatever, this and that. But it's like, I don't know, within the basic rules, it's like you shouldn't just be doing that. And also, if something happened between you and the car, like, I don't know, it's a lot to ask, but just be an adult. Just sit there and go, you can get angry in your car, fucking flip someone off. Don't. But sometimes you need to.
Apparently I had a heap of people send me other videos and message me a lot about it, but they went down like the road towards the end of it. You see the car like do this, just trying to get away from them. They get away and then he's like roaring and follows them, and then like the same thing happened. He like chased them down and it was like kicked off again type of thing. So like it wasn't good. But yeah, that's one of the sort of
green pea plater as well. Scared shitless.
Yeah,
like, geez.
Yeah. So that's one of the sort of interesting ones. It's like not as black and white as if someone, for me anyway, if someone's like, I want that video down. If it's at the expense of somebody else,
I think that kind of that it toes the line, sure, but like I think that you're just I keep doing that. I'm validating.
Yeah. Oh, and I have no I have no issues.
You're not impressed with it. Yeah.
It's the last episode as well, Ryan, which isn't out yet. I've got to do that later today or tomorrow maybe. But the him and I spoke about breaking the law. So so it was the next level of this conversation, I suppose. And his was saying about walking the overland track. You can only do it at a certain time of year and all of this, and it's essentially against the law if you don't have these checks in place. But he was saying that it's one of those things that he was comfortable to go against. He's like, I'm within my own right and all of this. And then I brought up a time last deer season where a fawn was stuck in a fence. I couldn't get it out. To the letter of the law, it's illegal for me to kill that animal.
Of course.
But ethically, I still could lose my firearms license for leaving it there. I'm not ethically hunting and sort of thing. So I ended up like dispatching the animal because I tried and I couldn't get it out.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
To the letter of the law, that's illegal. And I could be in trouble for it.
What boundaries do you set? Grey area, big grey area. That
and that's the hard thing, man. Like with the more laws that are in place, I understand they're there for a reason and stuff, but everything's just I feel like overgoverned and it doesn't take into grey areas and situational stuff.
But at the same time, do you not think that like laws have to be broad because they can't be specific? Because of situations, like imagine if they're sitting there, like I guess that situation is probably a lot more common, what you're talking about with the fawn, than anything else. But then like, it's like if you want to say the one about like the overland, it's like there's only certain times a year that you can do it and stuff like that. People like Ryan who will go and they'll do it in a respectful way and they'll make sure that it's all correct and it's like they're experienced and safe. You got fucking tourists coming down.
That's the big thing.
And you're sitting there, you're thinking like, if the floodgates will open, then people will just take the piss.
It's hard, and I suppose as society is dumbed down, for lack of a better word, and I mean everyone lives a fast-paced life and stuff.
They're all laymen. We're all laymen. Like sure. That's literally it.
It's hard. The first one that comes to mind is the like the protest laws and stuff. They were coming in to stop like the logging guys, so they could still work, and the salmon farmers, the ones that the general green persuasion are sort of like preventing people from doing, say, bringing those protest laws. But then that has effect on like everyday life for some people. Like it prevents them from doing other things.
Like being at work and like.
Oh no, I mean from like that protest law can then be used in a situation that it's not actually designed for, type of thing.
Yeah, it needs to be specified.
It's a fucking hard one for sure.
Yeah, but it's a real interesting area to kind of like look at, and I think people, even when it comes to the street photography, like. With it, the whole thing about public is, but for anyone who might not, like, unless it's if you're in public, so you're not on any private property, you walk in the streets, whatever, if there's no implied privacy, then I'm safe to take photos and film. Then like where it becomes an issue is if I'm stalking or like, if you're sitting there, you're lurking. Essentially just don't be a lurker.
Yeah.
And you're fine. Or like, I don't know, if I'm in a public pisser, I can't. I'm not like, oh, have a look at the mirror in this box, John. This is sick. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But like, people are just like, oh, like what I'm walking around and like I might just get a photo taken of me and stuff. I'm like, and if you see it and you go, I hate this, then it's gone. Like,
but a lot of people wouldn't be like that as well. Like it'd be very easy I think, for people to see your stuff and go, fuck, he's doing all right with that. I'm gonna have a go. Fuck your privacy. Fuck your.
This has happened. This is I've been done in some. There's a copycat, which is fine. I go out for photo walks all the time. Like
that's how you get your shit, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And like I go and meet. I like to meet with other photographers. I've met so many other creatives in the biz, and like it's great. It's a good time. Like, and like I'm all for someone else making the same content that I do. That's all good. When I went to Melbourne like about a month ago, I get back and my manager at work's like, oh, I heard you banned from the farmers market. And I'm like, not me. Nah, I haven't gotten any messages or anything like that. And he was just like, yeah, I heard you got booted out the other day. I was like, I couldn't have. I was in Melbourne. Yeah. And he was like, oh, fuck, they think it was you. And I was like, what?
Wow.
What do you mean? And some geezer was walking around with his camera and like he had a GoPro or like something else he was filming with. And he was like taking photos. He was taking photos of, I think they said it was like a girl's tattoo on her arm or something. And then he like, I guess he tried to get one, maybe didn't get it. But so he was just like lurking around and like kind of snooping. And it was in the farmer's market. And then the owner of the farmer's market like apparently went up and was just like, hey mate, like come on.
Yo, don't do that.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And it was like, you're banned, like can't come back, blah, blah, blah. People see a photographer. I've just
you.
Yeah, I've just had like all this huge upswing of like pulse and shit, and then like they're like, oh, that must have been that Jacko.Takes.Photos. I was like, hang on, no. I was doing the same thing in Melbourne, not creeping, but I was taking photos.
Yeah,
just the wording. But like I was away in Melbourne. I'm like, no, I don't want people to think that I'm like this bloke. And then like that mate of mine, Abby, I said you about before, that said like, who cares? She messages me. She was just like, oh, do you know this guy? She sends me like a photo of some dude in St David's Park, and he's walking around like talking to people.
Was it the guy?
I don't know. I don't know. I've not met him. I haven't seen anyone else doing the same content.
Yeah, right.
But like, and she's like, yeah, I see this guy all the time. He's walking around with a camera and like asking to take photos of people and stuff. And I'm like, I do want to meet these people because I'm like, I'd love
get a photo of them.
yeah, exactly. Get a photo of them being a creep. Check out what I caught. But then. Yeah, like I got stung with that, and then like my manager called the owner of the farmers market. And he's like, it wasn't him, by the way, like because I keep all my GoPro footage, like it's all I've stored it all because I'm like just bank it for whatever reason, and I was like, fuck that's like a dangerous thing, like people going in and like now I'm afraid that like anyone walking around with a camera, people are like, you the guy? Yeah,
that's it. So we were driving. So I saw your stuff, like come across it on Instagram, and then I was driving in town. Can't remember the name of the street. Anyway, I was driving through town, and you were like at these lights. I could see you. You were like, I could see that you were looking for obviously something. You were by yourself.
I'm always just like
like pondering, and I could see you had the camera, and I was like, that's the guy. That's him over there. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then got home and the missus and kids, and I was like, showing them, and they were like, fuck, that's cool. And I was like, I'm gonna message him. And that's when I sent you a message to see if you wanted to come down and do this.
Yeah, I love that. I remember like I got that, and like there's the element of like imposter syndrome with it, like particularly because it's been such a quick rise. Like I'm like, oh, I don't deserve any of this. And like, you sent me a message. I'm like, no, I don't deserve that. And I'm like, fuck, what am I talking about? Just go and have a yarn. Like, you know, it was like, because it took me a couple of days to reply to you, because I was like, I was like tossing it up as if I was like, I don't know about this guy. Yeah. And now I definitely don't know about you. Now that I'm out here, I'm like,
this is the worst mistake I've made.
Come out here. But yeah, like that's been an interesting thing. That's actually something I've struggled with over the last like month. Like because I was been listening to some of your potties, and then in that one with Mecca, you're talking about how like you go to the shop or like you go to the pub and people are like, oh, you know, sick, and then you go home and you're thinking like, fucking, like I'm little as you know, I'm going home to just like lay in bed. Like I think that's what you said.
Scratch me nuts, pick me nose.
Yeah, exactly. Going to fucking sit on my ass and do nothing. But like, but people coming up and being like, it's when people, and look, very fortunate problem to have. It's not whatever. But people come up and they're like, oh, you're the guy. And I go, yeah. And then they don't say anything. Yeah. Because they're probably maybe feeling like, oh, I'm approaching a stranger. And then like they might not know what to say. Or they might just not like the content. But saying you're the guy, I can't respond to anything to that. What am I going to say? Thank you.
Yeah.
For what?
My that stuff comes with time. My default for many years, people come to me, they're like, are you lettuce? And I just be like, no, I'm not that good looking, am I? That was my default for years. But that stuff, I know what you mean. I think it comes down to why people are coming up to you. Yeah. So some people come up and genuinely, like predominantly now, I get like every single day, it's people saying, I've got a problem with alcohol, and you know, I've been following your journey. Which is fine, like it's awesome, but it hasn't always been that. It's always been other things. But I think that's the big thing, is why people are coming up to you. And sometimes it is just surprise. Like I said myself, you know, we drove, I was like, that's the guy. Like, you know, it's why they're coming up to you, sort of thing. And a lot of the time, you know, people wouldn't know. They're just like, oh yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, like, that's just the guy. Like, but then when people say that, like, because people come up and they'll like shake my hand, or like they'll walk up. It's not like passing by and they're like, Jacko. Like, if they did that, it's like, hey mate. Yeah. But then, like, I was at this thing the other day. It was there's a marathon thing up at like in South Hobart. It was starting and finishing there. I'm there waiting for my mate, just on my own, and some bloke comes up and he's like face to face with me, like probably like within like half a meter.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, exactly. Like I leant in for a kiss. He didn't want it. No, but then he comes up to me. He's just looking me in the eyes. He goes, "You're Jacko, right?" And I was like, "That's me." And he goes, "Cool," and then walks away. And I was like, "Oh, what's happening here?" And then I'm like, I can't say anything. I'm like, "All right, fair enough." And then he walks away and he goes, "Oh, I like your stuff, by the way." And then I was like, now I'm warranted to say something. I'm like, "Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that." So it's like, it's funny when that stuff happens. Like, you know, people, it's always, "You're the guy." Yeah. And I'm like,
I wasn't sure. Thank you.
Oh, well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I am that guy. Like, and then, like a mate of mine, he's like been getting into photography a bit as well, and he'll walk around and he's doing a bit of street photography too. And he says that I reckon he gets more people coming up to him being like, he's better looking than me, so it makes sense. But like people walking up and being like, they're like, "Oh, you Jacko?" And he's like, "Nah, but I do." He always goes, I did name drop that we're mates though, and I'm like, okay, like I'm Channing Tatum, like I got 10k followers in Hobart, like it's, you know, it's whatever. But
Hobart's a small place, and like a lot of it, there's this whole desire, you know, like people have got this whole, like, not trying to play it down as it's something that you've just started doing, but like there's this mythical thing about like being somewhat known and having some of a platform as this, like everything's going to be better. My life's going to be better if I've got that platform, and it's like, it's not the cut. Like, I mean, it played a big part in me trashing my life. I mean, I was an alcoholic, but you know, that
it was all the content's fun.
Yeah. Well, I'd build a persona around.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
yeah, that's true. I mean, I did the same.
Yeah,
thing with
things. And even now, like, I enjoy it, and it helps me to get people on here to talk about. But there isn't like, I fucking, you know, I don't have like a bank full of money, or I don't drive nice cars or anything like that.
People are like, how's that Pulse thing? And I'm like, they didn't pay me, and I'm not getting paid. I'm just, I'm like, you know, I only upload on. Now that I'm like thinking about Facebook, I should have my own Facebook page.
You should do, man. That's where I started off on Facebook. Like that was just all I had. It actually started off as 50 Shades of Lettuce, and then it was one of the guy on the lettuce farm was like, "You should call it Lord of the Lettuce." And that was the other whole thing. Like people see me, like if it's in passing, they'll be like, lettuce, which was something that I started filming, but that wasn't even, that was another guy on the lettuce farm, something he used to do. And then he left and no one else did it. And I was like, so then we all started doing it and I was just happened to be the one filming it, sort of thing.
Well, like, I think like, well, my brain just wiped everything out of everything I was going to say. What were you saying? Lettuce?
About yelling out lettuce.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently that was a trigger word for me. Apparently, my brain's just turned it all off.
It's like those movies you see back in the day where there's one of those words and you just turn into like some MI6 Black Ops killer now. Like,
yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
No, but about having a Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where, I mean, to give you an idea, that's where like I'm not like fuck all, but I like make money off the Facebook side of it, and that's where I've got the bulk of my followers, I think. And that's how I started off. I never did anything on Instagram. That was always like, Instagram in my eyes was like, it was up on a pedestal compared to Facebook, sort of thing.
It was a bit preppy. It was like portfolio, you know. Yeah. And then like now, I think I personally think Instagram's the superior platform in terms of what I enjoy, like in terms of using it as social media for me. I talk to everybody on Instagram, like it's my main one.
Yeah,
but
I never go on Instagram, like unless it's to like. It's only if I upload stuff and then like because the app's open, and then I'll like might scroll through it for a bit,
have a little peruse,
and then that's it. Like apart from that,
all the time, me going on Facebook is like, oh, wonder what's been happening. Oh, a little treat, and like, you know, because I feel like I associate it with like checking back in and all the people I went to school with, and they're like, oh, you've had 11 kids, fair enough. I'm still just
can I take photos of them?
Yeah, is that all right? Yeah, actually already have. Didn't tell you. Sorry, but like. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I've told like a couple mates about this, and like some people have been aware of your content. And they're like, okay, cool.
Meister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then like other people are just like, I've seen the stickers. And it's like it's funny that like people know you for the stickers. Like, actually, I was. Have you gone back to your first Instagram post in a while?
Oh, dude, no, but I'm fucking
I was
gonna have to.
I was going to say, can I surprise you and just read it out? I don't know. I guess you can cut it out. Hang on. I was looking at it and I was like, this. I wonder if he knows. This is still up, but it's good yakka. And I've also got a screenshot I wanted to refer to, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
That Instagram. So I had, because I never had Instagram myself. I suppose that's why I'm hardly ever on it. And then when I started the Lord of the Lettuce Facebook page, then I think I must have had Instagram for like myself, so I'd put a bit on that, and then I got like the Lord of Lettuce one, which is the only one I've got now.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so it's now available to order. It's a hoodie.
Oh yeah.
This is July 2017, just so everybody knows.
Wow.
Okay, so it's 9 years ago, just about.
Yeah.
And it's a hoodie with the graphic that says "Lettuce, see how pregnant your mouth can get."
Oh, dude, I'll keep that up. I'm proud of that
for sure. And then you've got Lord of the Lettuce as a tramp stamp on the bottom of the back. So I looked at that. I was like, quality stuff.
That was So I sold so many of those hoodies.
Yeah.
So there was that the chick off The Big Bang Theory, Kaylee Cuoco, or whatever her name is. She someone sent me a photo. Someone tagged me in it. She was walking around.
That one.
That's it. That's
insane.
It. Yeah. So she was walking around wearing that shirt saying "Let us be friends," and someone sent it to me, and and so I was like, "Let us see how pregnant your mouth can get."
Yeah.
Fucking sold heaps, man.
Yeah, everyone would have been
so many.
2017.
And the same when Ed Sheeran, when he like kicked off and he came down here for a tour, my merch lady couldn't buy any of like the shirts or jumpers or anything to be able to make stuff. So when we finally got our hands on it, because everything was backlogged, finally got our hands on a shipment. And put a design up. It was like, I wanted a lettuce shirt, but some red-headed like prick. Sold a shitload as well.
Just ripping on him. I love that.
And fuck him with the blunt end. That was another one we sold a lot of. Like, yeah, but they used to have
Wait, what did you say? Fuck him with the blunt end?
Yeah, blunt end.
Oh, blunt end.
So I was on the piss with my brother-in-law in the bar, and we were fucking blind drunk. And then one of us, I think it was him, who was just like, fuck him with the blunt end or something. And I was like, that's catchy.
That's an unusual thing to say, but I like it.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, sold a lot of random shit.
This is the other one. This is a screenshot. It's like, I was enjoying that you just put you just screenshot messages that are on there as well.
Yeah.
I did my dive, it was 3:30 in the morning this morning, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go through, I'm going to see if I can bring him some content as well. Yeah. It must be just one of your mates, and you've gone, he said, send me your music, please. Maybe it's a fan that said, send me your music, please, lol. And you've said, you've gone, It's all at meatspin.com, mate. And he's gone and he sent a big thumbs up and then laughing faces, motherfucker got me.
But for those that don't, actually, no, fuck it. For that, yeah.
Go to meatspin.com and you can find all the music that we've created. Yeah.
The
Lemon Party was a good one as well. Not a good one. I personally didn't consume it, but I remember that being sent around.
There was a bloke, who I'm mates with now. Some of like my closer mates now are ones that I've sort of met through the whole lettuce thing. People that have randomly messaged me and whatnot. Pete, the guy I'm going to meet with the Sava, he was one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, this bloke Nathan, he originally when it all started, I never let anyone have my Snapchat. So with the first videos I created, it was just my day-to-day life, and it was like the Snapchats that I'd record, I'd post on my story. At the end of the day, I'd just save them.
Yep.
Uploaded. That was the video. Everyone could see that they came from Snapchat. And people were always like, "Oh, what's this guy's Snapchat? What's this guy's Snapchat?" And it was like a thing. I was like, "I'm not telling you." Like it was only my friends that were on there. No one knew.
Keep them on more.
Yeah, and then I was like, one day I was like, "Oh fuck it, I will." And I was like, I'll put it on my thing. I was like, I'll probably let you know. Like I'll let you know tomorrow. Like building it up. Anyway, a mate of mine, he messages me. He goes, it'd be funny. He goes, tell him it's mine. Like, he's like, tell him it's my Snapchat. He goes, I just put heaps of gay porn on there.
Oh my God.
Anyway, and I was like flat out doing stuff. I was like, yeah, that's a sick idea, man. That's funny, as I'm all about that. So he like uploads his story, just floods it. It's just all this porn. It's just dicks, like left, right, and centre. Anyway, I was like, I got called into a meeting or like something. I can't remember exactly what it was. Something happened, and I just left it. So I didn't tell everyone what his Snapchat was. Anyway, and then like a couple of hours go by, and I've got all these missed calls from him and stuff. And I rang him up, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, look, don't worry about it, man. Like things have happened. Whatever happened, happened." I was like, "We're not going to worry about it now." And he's like, "Fuck me." He's like, "My missus and my mum and stuff ring me up, asking why I've got all these dicks all over." So no one ever knew about it, just like his family. Oh man, fuck, it made me laugh.
So funny. Oh yeah, you mentioned in that like, I think it was in the Mecca one as well.
Yeah.
About how it wasn't, maybe it was like kind of when you got sober, or like when you were talking a bit more earnestly about certain things, like you lost a bunch of followers, like you on Snapchat, like 20,000,
17.5 or 17.5 in like, because I was watching it just like tank,
just plummet,
and it was 17.5, like pretty much like you could watch it, you could like the fuel gauge go down, watch that go down.
From what, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was just the fact that I was like, I'm sober now. I don't know, but I put it down to the fact that I wasn't doing the things that I was doing beforehand.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, the video, in my mind, I think that, and people are like, they want to watch mirrors. They want to, the stuff that I was doing and stuff is how a lot of those people would have been acting, going, just, this is justification for the way that I'm living my life is okay, you know, sort of thing. And when I stopped doing that, I suspect those are the people that left.
Big time.
But then since then, it's grown back up, like tenfold. But it was just like one of those. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. But yeah, it's.
Dare I say it? I think you became. I think like in your journey and naturally, becoming like coming to terms with the fact that you probably need to get sober and realizing, like, coming to that point, finally being able to do it, make the decision on your own accord, was also really well timed in terms of like societally, kind of like where we're at in terms of like, particularly like people like yourself, like people within trades opening up and being a bit more sensitive, I suppose. And like drinking culture is definitely taking a massive hit, I think. And like we're starting to see a lot of like negative repercussions from it that people are aware of. So I think that like you going through like that rehab process, then coming out of it and being like, hey, this is good. And being what was probably somebody that, a mirror for a lot of people. A lot of them are probably looking at you now going, fuck, like I could do that too. So it's the same thing. Like I
get that all the time, man.
I'm sure it's been like a really interesting thing.
It helped. I think I spoke about it, but I was when I was like, right, I'm going to get sober. I was like, this is it. I've lost the lettuce thing. That's not going to be anymore. Mm-hmm. But now it's way bigger than it ever was. It's just, so that was a big hard thing, but I was like, I had to accept that. But then all of the people that sort of followed me have also been, that's what's helped keep me going. So I was like, this is shit. And then people are like, much more prefer it now. Like, it's heaps better. I get a lot more. I've never really got a great deal of hate, like I was saying before, but I get a lot more love now than what what I did in the past. And a lot of people like, yeah, it's fucking nice to know. There's a photo that, like, one thing we'll always say, there's a photo a bloke sent me who was going through chemo, and it was like one of the biggest. It was when I probably only had like 20 or 30,000 followers, say. And a bloke sent me a photo in a leather shirt, and he was like, "Hey mate, I've got stage whatever cancer and going through chemo." He had a bald head and all that, and he's like, "Your videos really picked me up," and it was like, it fucking changed me, and I was like, "This is amazing." But now I get that was a one-off, and I. What I would have been providing would have been a distraction, whereas now I feel that I'm providing more lived experience and advice and like other ways of doing things. So I get a lot now of people like, oh, listening to your story, like, if you can do this and do that, then I can do it. And
you get to be a role model. I think like the power of you working as a tradesman, and being in like manual labor and like kind of what comes with like, I guess the stigma around that, like, you know how powerful, like, I hope you know how powerful your message is that you're sending, because people are probably hearing that going, fuck, maybe I haven't had the courage to do what this bloke does.
I got one today that literally I was looking at just before you rocked up, that a bloke sent me. He was like, "Hey, just started watching your podcast, bro. The one with Muhammad really hit me. I've lost 2 very close mates in the last 2 years, and one used to say, if anything happens, can I make sure I look after his boys? I never took it in anyway. I never took it in any way when he was down. He took his own life, and I've been lost since, and have fell into addiction with Charlie." Cocaine for those.
It's on the street terms.
It was like, not bad, we have to rely on it, but it's more like a once a week thing. I've started to pull myself out of it a bit. Your story makes a world of difference. It's relatable. It's the only podcast I can relate to. You're a legend. I wish you all the best, bro. Much love.
Bang.
So like I get, and it's weird, like I get them fucking often, and like I love it for me, and then I obviously use, like, part of me is like, fucking tell the world, share that with the world. If someone go, well, if that's helped that person, maybe I'll enjoy it.
Big time.
But there's part in my head that's just like, don't fucking do it. People think you've AI'd that and you've made it up. Like, you're just trying to funnel people in.
Well, I think about it like when, in a very, very different tone, but like in the videos, like I sometimes include like people like coming up to me, I guess, and like, asking like if I'm the guy or whatever, and like you put it in there, and like I put it in the videos sometimes and thought like, fuck, am I coming off as a bit of a flog, like gassing, like does it seem like I'm gassing myself up a bit, I suppose, or something like that?
Are you like asking me?
Well, no, like it's in, like that's what I'm asking myself. Then like then once again, a very different grain to that. Like, people are saying nice things to me, but I'm not changing anyone's lives yet. Who knows what I plan on doing, but like, that must be like, do you ever get the imposter syndrome around it almost? Like,
nah, I get similar to how you were talking about like not worthy stuff before.
Yeah, okay.
It's only been recently. It's only been since I've been sober, but more so since like recently, when people tell me stuff like that, and for me to go, yeah, like I can see how you could come to that conclusion. Whereas beforehand, like, oh mate, going through the cancer, I'd understand that I would be providing a distraction, but at the same time, it's just like, well, maybe it's because I knew that it wasn't anything. It was just a distraction,
like, but deep down, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's powerful stuff. Like, it's moving though.
It's fucking heavy. Stuff like that weighs on me a lot, because then I think, well, if that's it makes me think about the stuff I post and whatnot. Like, things that could be a throwaway comment to me and mean nothing, people could hang on. Like, and the same even like with video, like how we're talking about the stuff that means stuff to me, the things that I think are going to do really well don't. And the same as, I could say something that people come up to me and they're like, oh, remember this? I'm like, nah. Yeah. And they're like, this, that you said this or did that, that's changed this, it triggered these chain of events for me and all that. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
It does make me, like, think about that stuff a lot.
Big time.
Yeah.
I think it's an important trait to have. Like, you can't just be sitting there, like, at the head of the ship just thinking, like, fuck, what's forward? Yeah. Like, you got to see where you've come from. And, I think in your case, like, the thing that I connected with the most over this is just, like, the ability to reflect. But not only just look back, because, people might look back and they might, like, fucking feel guilty or feel like shit and, like, regret things and all that stuff. But I don't think that's the point. Like, I don't ever regret things more so than it's just... like I'll feel emotional about something that's happened, but I'll just think of what I can do better next time. Like you got to take what's from the past and push it forward, not affect what's in the past getting you forward. You know what I mean? Like like it's just keep moving.
It's a hard one. It's all I agree. Not many people. It's with the whole keep pushing forward thing. That's a big thing. I never used to like look back and reflect on like anything at all.
Yeah.
Even these, like I don't really listen back to the podcasts and stuff, but I'll go back and like watch the little snippets. And it wasn't that, it was a few years ago now, but I went back and watched every single video that I'd put on Facebook and wiped fucking heaps of them. And same with the YouTube videos. I was like, that's, and a lot of people are like, why? Like, you know, they had so many views and this, that, and I'm like, the person that I wouldn't do a lot of the stuff now as what I did in those earlier videos. But that's okay. Some of them can stay, but some of them was just like, I don't want that to, you know what I mean?
It's about how it makes you feel personally. Like if you're watching it and like, even if the video is not that bad, but you made it you remember like making it in a certain way that feels a bit disingenuous, then like it still sits bad with you, even though it might not even come
it came up in my memories the other day, a video that I took and I sent them to Chantel, but we'd left her grandparents' house and I was like fucking blind, man. I'd been drinking for days and like I can still see the sort of somewhat funny side of it, but I just had this overwhelming cringe. She's driving, it's just me in the car and I'm just like, fuck, you're lucky to have such a tough boyfriend. Like me being sarcastic. Yeah. I'm like, fucking, you know, like I was like, I've drank like so many beers. I was like, fucking, how lucky are you? Like having like sarcastic sort of thing. But I watched, I was like, you fucking piece of shit. Like what a yeah. It tickles you in a way. I guess it's you. So you're personally attached to that, and like I guess, do you feel like that is maybe this is turned into therapy, but like do you feel like that's like that's you kind of putting yourself back in those shoes, or your depiction of like how you think about yourself pre-sober? So like hang on, just before I answer that, I'm gonna have a piss quickly.
Oh, go big.
Sweet. I think that's
going.
Yeah, it's just Audacity. It's just the I don't know, man. It was the one that was like easy.
It's free. It's easy. It's the best. I used to use it all the time.
I feel like it's not enough though. Like there should be more going on.
You think it should be more technical? You're like, what's going on? Yeah. Fuck.
But anyway, getting back to
piss break.
Yeah, getting back to the question you asked about if it's good for me to reflect back on that stuff, or if I feel like I should. Not now. I did at the start. So when I first got sober, I was very, very wary. So I went into rehab. I left early. And I am not sitting in the right fucking spot that's going to do my head in. I left rehab early and there was heaps of people. I think I talked to my mum about it. She was like nervous as shit. There was a lot of people that were.
Yeah.
But at the start, like when I left, like I told everyone I was going to rehab. I didn't tell anyone that I left. I didn't. I stayed at home. I was like a hermit and all that sort of stuff. I would read the journal, like I'd keep journaling and read the journal about why I went in there, and I was constantly, not constantly, but pretty frequently reliving everything leading up to me going to rehab. Not that it was anything like dramatic or bad or anything like that, but it was shit.
Yeah.
So I was pretty frequently reliving it. Just as like, this is why, keep you on the straight and narrow, keep you on the straight and narrow. Yeah. Not that I thought I was going to fall off, but
remember your purpose of like what the purpose of why, like the principle,
And to the point now, like I don't want to jinx myself, touch wood, it doesn't happen, but I'm very at peace with where I'm at, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't often go back now and like, so those videos and stuff, like I'd rather not watch them than watch them, sort of thing.
Sure.
Go, oh, that's why I'm doing this, sort of thing. It's more now. I get a bit, not heaps, but I get a lot of people ask me like, oh, do you get like down on yourself that things got so bad that you had to go to rehab? And I don't. Like, I mean, I feel like I've said it so many times in the past. If things didn't get as bad as what they got for me, I wouldn't be as good as what I am now.
Of course.
So that's
probably a reflection of what they think about, like the stigma, right? Like they feel ashamed, so they're like, I can just message this bloke that's gone through it and see if he feels ashamed, like if this is a normal feeling.
Yeah, but it's it took a while. So I'm like a bit over. It was 2 years in February, So
Good on you.
yeah, thanks, man. It's but it took a while before I felt like at peace. As I said, there was many stages of it. Like the first easy 3 months was just like I'm in my own little world. This is what I'm still focusing on. Nothing else matters. I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, but this is what I'm focusing on. Just constantly reminding myself and going through the routine that I'd set myself up. And then sort of 3 to 6 months, I was I'd poke my head out a little bit, and I went to like a couple of social events, but had things in place and case this and that. And then it was just an evolution. Like yeah. So no, I don't feel the need to see those video stuff now. And as I said, like I do get it. Like the fucking photos, man. My memories come up. Every single photo, dude. I've got a beer. Every photo.
Fucking jump scares, yeah.
Dude, like all the time. And I look back at it now, and I didn't to start with. I get a little bit down about it, but I mean, I think I've always been a pretty good dad. I've always like done cool shit and all that sort of stuff. That hasn't changed, but I always think like it could have been better. But I mean, you can think that about anything, Things could still be better now,
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's bigger than that though. Like it's like you're a dad, but you're also your own human first, and like in that it was unfortunate and it ended up where it was. But from the sounds of it, particularly even the way that you're honest about that as well, I think that's the most important thing. Like talking about being conscious of the fact that it might affect your children, like particularly when you talk about your eldest, like a lot in those like the podcast from late last year, how you talk about it was very pivotal times. Like
I feel like it was just in the nick of time.
Super important. Absolutely. So I think it's great. So I'm sure you fucking talk about this all, like you've talked about this a billion times. I'm just like, I guess I'm just interested in it because it's like
for sure. No, I mean, and the younger kids as well. Now they knew that I went on a holiday to stop drinking beer. That was what they. And it's just the whole they know that I don't drink sort of thing. I'm sure when they're older they'll
put it together.
But do
you ever think, like, just on a little side note, little anecdote, like you think about those things when you're a kid, like where you were innocent and you're like I think about a time I don't know. Fuck it, I'm gonna say when I was like, I reckon I would have been 6 years old. It was Christmas and my sister got a present. And it's like this big square box, and my mum and dad are like, "Don't open it, don't open it, don't open it." And then like my mum scurries off to her room, and it's a cell phone. But my mum's obviously got a number and stuff, so she scurries off into the room and calls the number, and then the box starts vibrating. And as a 6-year-old, I go, "It's a vibrator!" and then everyone bursts out laughing, and I'm sitting there like, "Oh, what's everyone bloody laughing about?" It's obviously just a vibrator. Come on, and like it's just whatever. And then I thought about that. I think for the first time, like maybe like 3 years ago. Since then, and I was like, "Oh, fuck! No, it was not a vibrator. It can't be." Like, and I guess that's probably going to be one of those moments like the little ones have, where like I'm sure it's probably going to be a bit more of a prominent moment, but they probably sit there and they'll be drinking, and they're like, "Yeah, Dad does. Yeah, actually, hang on." There might be a reason why Dad doesn't do this anymore.
It's weird. Like I constantly think about that. Like they know that I went on a holiday, but I to not drink beer anymore. But I do. Part of me wants to put emphasis on it. Well, not emphasis, but make them go, "Well, Dad had a problem with beer isn't good. Drinking beer all the time is not good."
I wouldn't say it's the healthiest thing.
No. Yeah. And try and not scare them, but make them have a really healthy understanding of it, sort of thing.
Yeah, big time.
But then at the same time, again, I just overthink about stuff. And also, if we go somewhere for tea or something like that, and they're just like, as kids do, "Why is that person making bad choices?" Sort of thing. Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't need to. That'll naturally come, sort of thing, as they get older.
Of course, so it'll happen. And I think, look, I feel like it's the effect that it's had on your family as well, and then being around it and like having like all of your family members witnessing that, I suppose. Like there's always going to be that sensitivity around the topic of alcohol, particularly with people that are becoming able to drink it. Like your mum talking about the whole cracking of the cans thing. I thought that was really interesting. Like, cracking a can of Coke, and she's like, "What?" Like I thought that was really like the
really so funny. We went there's an awesome little seafood restaurant down the road, the Cannery. It was a weekend. It was one lunchtime. I was like, "Fuck, I love some seafood." So me and Westy and the kids went down there, and we get down there, and like most of my family's there. So this is strange. Anyway, my uncle had just got baptised, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and they had like he had his I can't remember who it was, but some rellies of his had come down from the mainland for it. Anyway, and he's like, "Oh, jump on the end of our table," and they set it all up for us and whatnot. Anyway, so we're introducing ourselves and we sit down and I think it was like his cousin or something. It was like, oh, Garrick, he's like, do you want a glass of wine? And I'd been like sober for maybe 12 months at this point. Dude, that's literally like, like just for uncle, he was like, no, like as if like that was going to be the thing that just tripped me over, which does make me laugh. And I still, there's still people that think that now. They're like, oh yeah, and which I'm so stoked they do. That
err on the side of caution. I suppose.
You know, is it all right if I have a beer? So fuck, I don't give a shit. Like, you know, it's fine.
What about like, okay, like now I'm just really interested in it. What about seeing people pissed, like smashed? Like,
I feel bad. Well, knowing how bad, I just don't like being around it because I'm like, fuck, this is cringy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, that's
good for reflection.
Yeah. Seeing that, it doesn't make me want to drink at all. But I see them like that and I'm like, fuck, I'm glad I'm not like that. That probably helps more than anything. I had one of my mates, Germ. I remember when I'd like first started going live and stuff on Facebook. And, you know, only for like these relatively short periods compared to what you were doing with like half an hour sort of thing. And so I'd go live, and because I was always pretty pissed when I'd start, and then I'd gradually deteriorate. And I was talking to him one day, and he was like, "Fuck, dude, you got like real bad." Like I couldn't remember. He was like, "You were real bad towards the end," and I was like, "Oh, no shit." Anyway, so I was like, "Dude, if that happens again," I was like, "Can you just like let me know?" And I still remember this day. I was like, some of the times I go live, and he'd be commenting, I'd just be like, "Yeah, start to wrap it up now, dude." Oh, and I was like, "Fuck, like,
damn, I'm done."
But in my head, I was like, "Nah, this is fun." You got all these other people interacting with me, going, "This is cool. This is
trying
sick."
to egg you on, probably watching a car crash a bit. It's just like, oh, go on, no, you should drink more, eh? It's like,
so no, the being around alcohol doesn't worry me at all. I only had the thought the other day. So we had like the local show, the Brim Creek Show, and you know, everyone hangs around afterwards and drinks, and I'm fine. Like, it was such a learning like curve to be around alcohol and be all right with it, and then to be like, that was like I could bear it sort of thing, but then to be around alcohol, not drink, and still enjoy myself. But yeah, I was only thinking about it the other day. I was like, fuck, it would be nice if I could, you know. Chances are I could probably have a beer and it'd be fine. Something. Oh no, the
don't
risk.
Say that.
No, the risk. I made the decision before I went into rehab. I was like, that's it. Like,
literally never again.
Never again.
Yeah.
So, but it does pop into my head every now and again. I think, fuck, it would be nice, but I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, for what? You know.
And also a beer, like it's that whole thing. It's like, it's refreshing, but like it's been an acquired taste. Like, the first fucking beer that you have, I think universally, no one drinks their first beer and goes, that was scrumptious.
Yeah. Dude, I remember me and my mates, we were like trying to pour sugar down them. And stuff, like, and they're like foaming going everywhere. But it was
fuck. I maybe was lucky. My first beer was 4X. So that's just water. Oh yeah, really, it's just nice and simple, easy.
But yeah, it's that thing. It's that. Well, when do you start? I seem to fucking focus and get right into things. You know, sort of
for sure,
into anything. So
got to set the rules. Like it's the hyperfixation.
And it's the same how we were talking before. You know, like with this podcast, and I was like, these are my rules. You know, rah. It's the same as like, I don't want to go back to rehab. I don't want to be where I was before, sort of thing. So
big time.
I mean, and literally, like, there is not one benefit that alcohol has had on my life. It might have done cool stuff, but there's no reason that I can't do that without alcohol.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, and yeah, that I absolutely agree with that. Like, it's just the constant conversation of like, I mean, I feel like that's definitely more of like a hungover situation, like this conversation you have with your mates, like, what the fuck? But then you get away from it. You get even like going away to Canada, like. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the lifestyle of like a ski town, but it's like you can probably imagine you're getting on it 7 days a week. Like the social calendar is just tits up. Yeah. Like Wednesday was Wine Wednesday at one gaff, and then Thursday's Irish night. Friday night's like music bingo, so everyone's getting pissed for that because you like double vodkas are $6, and then it's like Saturday night day off. No one's going out on Saturday night.
Really?
Oh yeah, and then Sunday. This is just in the town. I was in Banff in this town, and then Sunday is called Sunday Fun Day. Everywhere's got happy hour all evening, and then you just smash it. Monday night, it's like, okay, like karaoke, open mic nights around. You might do it, but you might not. And then Tuesday's Taco Tuesday, and you're going nuts again. Like,
It's real strange that Saturday's a night off.
Yeah, so many people would come from the cities because it's just like small mountain town, 8,000 people. People would come from the cities and they're like, fuck, what's to do on a Saturday? And you're like, nothing. And they're like, oh, I'm leaving tomorrow. What's going on? You're like, should have fucking stayed till Monday because it goes huge on a Sunday. Like, it's really funky. Yeah. So then like coming from that and like I was living and working in the party hostel in Banff and I was like the bartender. So it's like I got booze on tap. I can give all my mates as much booze as I want. I'm staying up late, like, and also there's always friends. Like I reckon I met, like with no exaggeration, over like 5,000 people, like just that I became probably like close with for like 2 days potentially. Like, and you hang with them and they're like, yeah, all right, I'm moving back to fucking Bangladesh. You're like, catch ya, and then they're gone. Like, but like it would happen just so much. There's always something to do. Super social. I was living in a hostel, a dorm with 5 other people for a year and a half, and then for 6 months moved out with my missus. Yeah, and then like there's not a moment where you're not doing something. Coming back, and I'm like, I knew that I needed to make my life small. I was very lucky also to leave for that. I went and did 10 weeks in Europe with my missus, and then moved back here, and then I'm here and I was like, fuck, my life used to be really big. Like I would just fill my days with social stuff and always doing something. I was like, nah, I got to condense it down. And like I got off the piss and like, you know, I like whatever, like navigating all that stuff, like got off literally everything, stopped smoking the whole lot the second that I left Banff. Because I was like, I need a change. I got like probably 2 weeks out of being off the piss. And like my sleep's better. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm chipper. I'm fucking skipping down the streets. I'm happier. And then like what spawns of it is me being like, oh, I've got time to put stuff in, to put energy into a healthy habit, which is taking photos. Yeah. Like it's a major reason that I got there, you know? And then so now I'm here and like I've got that hindsight. Yeah, like I work at a bar, like, you know, I'll have a cider every now and then or whatever. But then like in the morning, even if I just have like a sip of it, I swear in the morning I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, wow. Like it rocks me. It just kills me. Like it ruins my creativity as well. Like it's I understand what it's good about it, but
it ruins everything. Like I saw a video. It was like Charlie Kirk before he got shot. He was saying something. It was just like addressing all these young people at university, and he was saying about how it's like he was like, if you want to drink alcohol, that's fine. He's like, but you'll never be like a massively high achiever. He's like, I don't drink. Don't he reeled off all these people.
No, sure.
That don't drink, but I was like, fuck, it's right. Like
you got to be like, there's margin for error, I suppose, but like you've got to be locked in. Yeah. Like that's something like you really just have to want it. Like if I can't take my photos during the day, so say a friend comes to me and I've got work at 3 p.m. and my mate goes like, oh, what are you doing? Like, let's go for a coffee. And I'm thinking, fuck, when am I going to take time to get time to take photos? I say no. Yeah. Like I've got probably like 1 day a week that's social time, maybe. Like this will be my social time, like, and I'm kind of like very reeling a bit more as like a business, but like I have, if I want to succeed in this and do it, you got to prioritize
100%.
Like, which is what you're saying about like getting into it and putting more time into it. You know, like it's super important to be driven.
For sure, that's it. Yeah, you got to have your goals. You got to know how to get there and all that sort of stuff.
A lot of people just think like, you pay a bit of time every day and it's like fine. It's like, no, you got to live and breathe it. Like you got to fucking want it.
Big time.
Like
big time.
Once again, basic advice, but no one follows it.
Nah. I saw something else the other day that was saying about how, I don't want to give too much away, but it'll fit into what I want to do moving forward with all of this. But I was saying about how it wasn't that long ago, you know, the older, grandparents, the older generation, they'd speak. Everyone would hang on their words. They'd just be like, what are they talking about? And now everyone just takes a piss out of being old, and like forgetful and stuff.
Senile and fucking whatever.
But, this is, and as I get older, my eldest boy, he'll be 18 in like 2 weeks.
Damn.
But it's, I realise now more that all the stuff my parents tried to tell me, I was like, what the fuck do you know? And then I'm at that age now where I'm trying to tell him the same thing. And I'm like, I know that you think, what the fuck do I know? I was like, I used to think that. Chances are my parents thought that, but it is how it works. It's like you can't buy that wisdom.
No, you can't. And like, it's that whole thing of like you're giving advice. I've always seen it like this. Like my parents say they come and give me advice and they're like this and that. Like, oh, I've been through it before. And it's like, yeah, and how'd you get here? by going through it, right? You didn't get here by your parents going, don't do that. And you go, fair enough.
Yeah.
You don't learn.
No, that's right.
You know, like it's such a funny thing because that's just coming from the heart and you're going, mate, this caused me some pain. But I know you don't.
And it's, well, I mean, that's the same with the whole drinking thing, you know, like to get that bad to go, oh, this is fucking
Big
shit.
time.
I mean, worse than most people sort of do. As you said, you cotton on, well, I feel average in the morning. I was fuck-eyed every day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's all just a learning thing. But that's the big thing, I think, especially from like a parental point of view, is that trying to just better what your parents did. Like my parents were massively successful in business, but they were very busy, which was like great. But then I would want to do things a bit different. I want to be around my kids more, but then, which probably means I won't be as successful in that regard, sort of thing. But it's just learning from what's come before you, sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah,
what works for you.
Yeah, that quote is something that I've always kind of held on to. Is like you're just trying to be a better version of your parents. That doesn't necessarily mean your parents are shit. It just means that, like, obviously we just want to strive to do better. Yeah, parents are great. Be better. Like, you know, be greater. Like,
literally.
Yeah, I'd love that. Like, I think it's super important.
Yeah,
I'm not a father, but
maybe one day.
Maybe. Yeah, it depends if I stop fucking being in love with my camera and start thinking about something else. But
do you worry about getting wrinkles from your camera, from like scrunching up your face to take photos?
Looking like this. Nah, so like, it's pretty. I say it's unorthodox. I don't look through
the peephole thing
that I did for the first time since I bought the camera 2.5 months ago. Yesterday.
Yeah, right.
I'm walking around and it's like this. I don't hold it like this.
Yeah.
I don't hold it like, I hold it like as if I don't even know what.
That's a very weird way. Like,
and then so I can click button with thumb.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I don't know why I spoke like a fucking caveman. I can click the button with
push button with thumb.
I push button with thumb. Button and thumb. So, like, I'll hold the camera like this most of the time because it's just called it's just hip firing. So I'm just walking around and just do that, like, and it makes it a whole lot like smoother, I suppose. Yeah. If I pull it up here, then you know what I'm doing. If I pull it up near my face, like.
There's that guy that takes photos of kids.
Yeah, what the hell? He loves the kids. He's from where's there a kid nearby?
Cool.
But like, like I'm. Yeah, it's a funny thing walking around with a camera. Like it's just like a part of me. Like now, it's always I'll have it hanging off my wrist and like, so I'll just. If I need to grab my phone or something, I'll just drop it and then it just hangs off.
People ask me that as well. Like if I do jobs for people and they're like, "Where, like, fucking, how do you manage to like film your stuff and do work for people?" I'm like, I've been doing it for that long. Like, and unless it's like that video I was talking about that I made with the rollerblades and the electric wheelbarrow, other stuff like is literally my day-to-day life. I can like unlock my phone, film something, and then post it to Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat within seconds. It's like.
Oh yeah,
it
second nature. Like,
takes me nothing,
big time.
It's I
think about that all the time. Like then now, like when I'm watching, like if somebody else is filming me for some reason, like I'm with mates and they're filming something, like I'm looking at them and I can like assess whether or not they're actually getting what they want to get.
That's the worst.
They're looking at it, they're like, oh, and you're thinking like, fuck, that's not gonna look good, eh? Like you just don't know. But it's like because we're fucking a couple of content creators. We're influencers, you and me.
I hate that. Like, I've had people introduce me as an influencer before, and I just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, that's cooked, eh? Like, I don't know. I mean, you definitely more so than me. Like you, in terms of influence, the actual term for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me cringe, but now more so that I'm influencing good things, for sure. But beforehand, I was like, shut the fuck up.
It's used for those people that move to fucking Bali or like move to Dubai for no tax. It's just like, who are you influencing?
Yeah.
Fucking, what are you doing? Like, you're not an influencer.
No.
Yeah, all that stuff's lazy, I think. But yeah, fucking hell.
Right. Well, that's just a bit over 2 hours, man.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey,
I'm going to go hunting. That was Pete trying to ring me just then.
Where are you?
Yeah, literally.
I've been here for 3 hours.
So now I'll go and pack my stuff and head up the road. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks heaps for coming down, dude.
Dude, thanks for the earnest yap.
It's been wicked. So we'll have to do it again. Be interested. We should set I set something in my calendar in like 3 or 6 months or 12 months or however long.
Yeah, see how it's tracking.
And see what's like changed.
I'd love that.
That'd be sick.
Eh? Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm still going to be here. Like, I think that Hobart's got endless content, so it's good. And
I'm the same, man. I think with like interviewing people, like there's always something to, like, the art, like with what you do and stuff, is just taking a moment that just goes by everyone else. And the weird thing is that you're taking a moment going, oh, I'll capture that, so then other people can watch it by not taking the moment.
Yeah,
which is fucking strange.
It's super odd. Like people are watching me be observant, effectively, instead of being observant. But I'm hoping that it does lead them to that.
Yeah,
a friend of mine did say that to me yesterday. She was like, one thing I have taken from it is just like there's things happening everywhere, like, and you just got to look at it.
Big time, man.
Yeah, but yeah, no, thanks for having me. It's awesome.
I will put for those who haven't already got their hot little fingers on Jacko's Instagram, I will put it in the description-y thing, and yeah, happy days. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, sick. And if I take a photo of you in the street and you don't want it, feel free to bring it up. It's okay. I'm not going to take any photos of your kids, and yeah, come up and say hello if you like my content. If you don't, then probably don't talk to me. It'll hurt my feelings.
All right, no worries
cheers.
at all.
No, it's been great. Thanks. Good stuff, man. Fuck. Just
how good?
Yeah, fuck. I'm sweating buckets in
here.
Dude,
it's so fucking hot, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I got in, I was like, oh, it's kind of got a bit of a chill to it, and then I think it's 27 degrees today. So
yeah.
I reckon I might go for a swim, hey. I'll stop off for like 7 miles or something and go in.